We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Julie on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics.
Watch this.
And a mind.
What up?
I'm Tuli, one of your hosts, and I'm joined with my co-host. How are you guys doing tonight?
Hey, you know I'm doing good, feeling good, I'm looking good. What more can I say?
Okay, that's enough.
Yep.
One thing we gotta do is start the truth first. When you say you were looking good, we say, okay, this show supposed to be based on truth. Man came right out the corner, came right out the box with an untruth on it. Everybody doing? I see them all there. Let's go to Mike. Let's see him. Rashid.
Y'all doing all right? Tony, you looking forward to tomorrow?
Looking up to tomorrow?
You looking forward to for tomorrow night?
Friday night.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, what's happening?
Oh, we got a bachelor party going down tomorrow night. Oh yeah.
Name.
Oh yeah, we got a bachelor party going down.
It rhyme with his name, don't it?
We got a bachelor party going down. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it.
What y'all gonna
do? Gentlemen never tells. I will give you a hint. We're gonna have some chicken strippers.
That man's so tired. Chicken strippers.
Yeah.
Sick is what it is.
Get down.
We
gotta celebrate right. You know what I'm saying?
Chicken strippers.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
Chicken,
that's what we're doing. We got it going down. Tony, we got a special treat for you too. So we're looking forward to you. You got to make sure you show up on time now.
Who that?
We paying it's hourly rates out here, so make sure you show up on time.
Yes.
Don't be late.
Or for him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't even see no chicken strippers. I got an old hen.
Well, this ain't for you. It's for the bachelor.
Yeah, some of my friends call me old hen. I said, you're not going by Tony. They said, no, I'm talking about your wife.
Yeah. Yeah. So now the week been going real good. Everything been going pretty smooth. Ain't too much hair, no complaints. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too much, no complaints at all. I'm glad to hear all is well with y'all. Anything worth mentioning happening during y'all week this week? Y'all want to share?
Just living. Been working. Whoa. Appreciate guys working. We've been at the house today trying to finish up a project before we get on to our major working. So getting things coming along. We're trying to get that little project closed out. So, hopefully excuse me, my expectation is hopefully next 2 weeks I should have this done. That is the desire to have it done. If I can get that off my back, I think I'll do pretty good. But I play it one day at a time.
Hey, that's all we can actually do is one day at a time.
And Tula hadn't been able to see the project yet.
Tula, what's up with that?
What's it like that?
It's called if I could divide myself up into pieces, child, I'd be everywhere. But I can't. So I cannot get up. I can't do it. I haven't been able to do it. Let me say that. I haven't been able to do it. It's always something all day, every day. So I haven't been on there. I apologize for that. But I haven't been able to.
Well, you have some free time, so whenever you get a free time, I know you be on the go on squeezing some time. You'll be, it's a beautiful thing to see the actual process. Sometimes it ain't all about the conclusion. It's about the process. It's about the journey. It's about the ride. So you got to come on, check out the ride before you see the finished product.
If I was,
This is the
involved.
I started getting meticulous, like to make sure certain things here are done, and make sure this is done, and make sure this is done. Great shout out to all those helping to get it done. We're trying to get it done. We had Joanna Groom out there. What is she still trying to make sure she can fit her wedding dress?
What?
One time, so one time affair.
She can fit it.
I'm just saying, you know how them women got to go there and make sure, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, make sure they don't eat too much. She got to fit in there. She got to make sure she done did that poop yet. You pulled it, and we ain't even gonna believe it. She was supposed to go. In.
She's not gonna do that, and she can fit her dress. Yes.
I hear you. Right here. Don't forget to hit that like button, people.
That's right. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, hit the cash app. As a matter of fact, Tulip, hit that cash app before we get the show started. We need to have a good even number deposited to that cash app.
Oh yeah.
We can't start the show unless we can start collecting these funds. That's what we're gonna do out here. There's too many of y'all out here.
Time to pay the bill.
You know what I mean?
Those that have contributed. How about that?
Yeah, we appreciate all of that.
We appreciate those that have contributed. So that message went for those who have contributed. These are the message for those who watch all the time. Long time listeners ain't never hit the cash app. I implore you, I encourage you, I urge you to hit that cash app.
That's going to a good cause.
Oh, it's going to the greatest cause.
Tell your friends about Tula running for office down in Rockdale County too.
Wow.
Be sure to let them know that we're looking to make changes, and Tula is the change for the new era. People want to see equality. They want to see growth. They want results. Don't forget to dial up Tula.
All about growth, action, and results.
Dial up Tula.
I tell you what, I have been driving around town and I have been seeing signs of hers all around town. Oh yeah, I've been seeing it on commercial properties down the highways. I was like,
what?
Yeah.
I have a great team.
I've been seeing her signs everywhere. I started looking. I said, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the doggone code enforcers start pulling up them signs on commercial property in the right of way.
No, they're not bothering.
Permission has been granted. We don't do anything without permission. I'm not a person that does things and ask for forgiveness. I like to ask for permission first.
Really?
Yes, I don't like doing stuff and ask for forgiveness. I don't like that.
Well, you know what? I congratulate you and I applaud you for your efforts. And I just want to take this particular time out to actually just publicly let our audience know the significance of women that women have played in leadership roles as far as moving forward the overall agenda for the well-being of the community. A lot of folks don't know about the role that women played throughout the process. And I just want to take that time and salute all the ladies out there.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate y'all. I definitely appreciate y'all indeed.
Well, we wouldn't be the women that we are without the men that you guys are.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that.
Believe me, strong if y'all was so. Just kidding.
I definitely appreciate that. You know, I think it's important that we actually learn our history so that we can share and tell our history, because the fact of the matter is that once we stop telling our history, then it disappears at that particular point.
It does. Very true. Very true.
I recently had the opportunity to become aware that I have been in the presence of a pioneer for the integration movement.
Really?
I never knew that. Oh yeah. And I got a big surprise to tell y'all.
Tell us. Oh well, hold on. I got 1 minute. Tell us.
All right, I squeezed it down into a minute. But basically, in terms of integration, I actually have met the first student to integrate into the black school in my neighborhood that I grew up at. And guess what? She was a woman.
A woman. She was a woman?
Oh, yeah.
That is like, when you say she, so did you think that was she man?
I wanted to put double emphasis on the word she and woman because I want to definitely continue to appreciate the efforts that women have always done. And sometimes they don't necessarily get the credit for doing. So I just want to take the opportunity to put double emphasis on that. This particular woman right here, her name is Meet the woman who was the first black student to integrate Sanford Middle School. As y'all know, Sanford is the big city of Florida, where I spent a lot of my time. But recently, I became aware of the information that the first black student to integrate was actually from this particular middle school. And the thing that really hit home is this is the actual middle school that I attended. So it really hit home a lot. Very, 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 very interesting. So Tony, I want to tell you something special about this particular woman is when I grew up, I took piano lessons. Mm-hmm. I wanted to learn how to play by ear. And my parents introduced me to a woman who was a really, really great piano teacher who could teach people how to play by ear. I took lessons with this woman for years and years and years. And she taught me basically how to play by ear. And she taught me the things I've known to ultimately help cultivate me into the person that I am today as far as instrumentalist on the side. 2 days ago, I just found out that the woman who was my piano teacher is the same woman who was the first black student to integrate Sanford Middle School. How about that?
You know what? If Sanford Middle School could be found on a map, we could celebrate it with you. Can it be found on a map?
Absolutely, positively. It's a metropolitan area of Orlando.
Okay, so it can't be found.
It indeed
metropolitan. You can't find on the map. That's what I want to know.
It's a metropolitan area of it. And believe it or not, just coincidentally, I recently found that she was in my area on vacation, and she would like to do an interview with me. How about that?
She would?
Yeah, absolutely.
On 2 Mics on the Mind.
On tomorrow. She's only in town for a day.
So you're gonna record it for her?
That's what I would like to do. Get everything recorded. Get everything documented. I spoke with her on the phone. It brought back old memories, and I'm still surprised that she could remember me. But then again, why would I be surprised that a woman can remember me? Because all women have told me that I'm unforgettable.
Exactly. So is AIDS.
We ain't even go there.
Why is
we ain't even go there?
It kill others.
We ain't even gonna go there. We ain't even gonna go there at all.
First black woman to integrate in Sanford. You said integrate school at though that was the only school.
Like so that's the only school that I went to.
Oh well.
So that's what hit home is that she was the first black woman to integrate the school that I went to. I know that the integration movement was national all across the nation, and we even heard about the Little Rock 5, Arkansas, and all those other popular things. But it really hit home with me to actually know that I've actually met a woman who integrated into the school in my neighborhood I can personally relate to.
Well, it's good to see people that, you know, I mean, a lot of that, when I look at people like the first person to integrate school, middle school, I think a lot of kudos should be given her parents. You know, she probably, I mean, I don't know, you know, what was the reason for her coming into the school system? Was it an issue where they said, okay, was it an issue where they said, we'll take the most illiterate, or we'll take the ones with a high academic level than some, that she got into the school, that her parents pushed for her to get her in to say, hey, because her as a middle schooler couldn't have made that choice. The parents definitely, and the parents took a great risk and putting her in the school. When you're trying to break racial and social lines, those are always dangerous. Just like, anywhere, just like in, currently what's going on in the Middle East, trying to break social and racial lines has us at wars, just like it does in America. As a matter of fact, they had a gentleman, I want you to see if you can find the story. I can't remember the state, but he was, I guess he was just found guilty. He didn't appreciate some people of color moving his neighborhood. He took upon himself to shoot at them and use racial slurs. So he's also going to be charged with the Fair Housing Act as well, for the fact that he took that upon himself. You would think in 2023, at some point, that people would look and say, enough is enough. Okay, we did this all through the 1900s, and we did it through the quote-unquote ending of segregation, racism, slavery. And then we moved into segregation and Jim Crow, and we moved from that to quote-unquote equality. And, here we are still today. Now nobody knows where the quote-unquote person of color, people of color come from. And I mean, this is the most ridiculous statement to be made. The fact that we still have conversations on people of color have tails and we animals. And at some point, come on, get original, or just come on and admit the fact that we are human beings. At some point, we got to cut the foolishness and the rhetoric out. But unfortunately, the society we live in today, we're still subject to the foolishness of, But if you can pull that story up, Dwayne, I did forget what state it was in. I wanted to pull it up.
So I seen one that says about New Jersey. Perhaps is this the one?
Probably was him.
All right, here we go.
News: a Burlington County man who was charged with harassing and using racial slurs against his Black neighbors has pled guilty to bias intimidation. 47-year-old Edward Matthews sparked outrage in his Mount Laurel community more than 2 years ago when video of his racist rant went viral. Matthews was taken into custody after dozens of protesters surrounded his home. And along with bias intimidation, prosecutors say Matthews also pleaded guilty to a drug offense. As part of the plea deal, he will be sentenced to 8 years in prison.
Ooh, 8 years. Wow.
But this other one now, they actually arrested him. He was shooting at the neighbors, and he was hollering racial slurs, screaming racial slurs at them while shooting them. And
oh wow!
Also was touching with the what is it, Fair Housing Act. They came out with that, I think in the 60s or something, late 60s, 70s, because people of color were not afforded to live in certain houses or communities. So those are things that's important to realize today, that people want to see where we've grown or where we've gone to. It's not hard to see that society still does not accept us. Now, I think it entails us accepting ourselves, or stop looking to be appreciated or accepted from others. That's something I make it my business to do. I don't look for people to give me accolades. Of course, it's nice, but that's something I don't center myself around or let that become an issue of, because at the end of the day, the same people that will encourage you and push you are the same people that a lot of times will pull you down, because you look to them for your strength. Like people say, oh, my mom's my rock, or somebody's this, or somebody their mountain, or somebody their anchor. Mm-hmm. I don't have either or. I more or less kind of look at, if you're going to do it, you have to do it. Don't look for other people to parade for you and push you and tell you things that make you feel good about yourself. It comes with knowing yourself. So the faults, the flaws, as well as the accolades of yourself. So don't get yourself caught up with other people trying to push you or salute you or praise you, because you will get your feeling hurt. Even with celebrities, these people will love them until they say the first wrong thing out their mouth, and after that, you lost it. So please, people out there, make sure you don't look to make other people your rock and your strength and your fortress and everything else. So when they collapse and when they don't do, then it's going to kill you. Correct?
So I'm looking on the app, the websites, and when I type that in, it's so many.
So it's more than one.
It's so many articles that pull up about a white man shooting a racist slants and racist remarks. So, wow.
But so it's so common, when they talk about, the quote unquote Jews in Israel, or saying, discrimination, persecution, and the Palestinians. Nobody talk about the persecutions and the false imprisonment, the killings of the so-called Negro in America. Not only just here, but globally. It's just something not discussed because people have become numb to it. The fact that we've allowed it to happen and we hadn't, fought to change it. If you look at the support that the Palestinian people are getting globally, when there's never been a time I can recall the UN chief, Secretary Chief of the UN, comes out and defends a nation that's being bombed and hit, and calling atrocity, calling it, irreprehensible, saying things about it, like something needs to be done immediately to help these people. And this is a crisis. They never found it to be a emergency crisis, when people of color were enslaved in the Congos. They never found it a problem in anywhere, where people of color have been constantly beaten, maimed, raped, stolen, sold, trafficked, but it's a problem now. And I don't disagree. It's not a problem. I just believe that there are other problems that have preceded this one, have been longer than this one, and it's like nothing's being done. And now it's a call for people of color and every quote unquote black pastor to understand, sympathize, empathize, and, get in the fight with them. I think the fight should be, for humanity, not for culture at this point, because I think a lot of people are victims, people of color, Hispanic people, Islamic people, from their belief, religion. They have some discrimination, but to no degree of the quote unquote Negro or any other race. I don't think anybody has been disenfranchised to the level that people of color have been disenfranchised or treated. There's never been a race of people, and I would like for somebody to produce proof and numbers, because any number you're going to pull from any of these cultures, this is a yearly kill for us, and they'll celebrate that one time when we had these numbers every day, from our people being starved in the Kibalam, right, Africa, to diseased, like everybody fainted and panicked about COVID, but you put malaria in a Kibalam, you put other diseases over here, and you came in posing as healthcare workers with vaccination. And now if you look, the people have become more depleted. The babies are weaker. The people function and live better before they came into contact and before they started to make, these obscene commitments and contracts with white America, the European nation. And today they're suffering. And the biggest story now that overrides any story is the Palestinians. And everybody's a victim. Israel's a victim. The Palestinians are a victim. I say, we as people, we don't support any of them. And I will let you know, my religion is linked to what they would call Judaism. So my religion is my religion. It does not allow me to be biased. It allows me to be right and be fair. And to be fair and to be right, if both of these two cultures sat down and we did a family line trace back, you'll see when you got there. If we do a family line trace back on me, you'll see when I left. Which means I left before you came. If I left before you came, that means I was there before you were there.
If let me ask you something. You said something earlier about the disenfranchisement of people with darker hue. I totally agree with what you said. I'm just curious, what would be your response to people who have the school of thought saying, hey, these people with the darker hue skin, no one has been more detrimental to them than their self, and why they're continuing to attack themselves? What would you respond to that?
Say that one more part, that back part one more time, please.
What would your response be to those people who say, well, why does the quote unquote black man always attack the black man, and why he's always keeping the black man down and fighting against himself? He's been more detrimental to himself than any other nation.
I can agree to a sense. Let me ask you a question. If I took you in a room and I blindfolded you and you were beaten up, and as soon as the blindfold was taken off, I was standing there and you had a baseball bat in your hand, what would be your reaction?
That you were the one who was inflicting it.
And what would you do with that baseball bat?
I would attack you and try to defend myself.
So the so-called Negro man has been told that his afflictor, his punisher has been his own self. So this is why we destroy one another. When we have to go back and look factually, how did it happen? Did you in turn actually put me in that room? Were you the one that actually blindfolded me? Were you the person that actually did damage to me? And yes, we do have problems in the so-called Negro community, and they're not issues of white race or Hispanic race. It's a problem of lack of how to communicate. For us, it has been, you can't ask a person who's been fighting for over 400 years. This is just physically. We're talking not mentally, physically fighting, physically, to say, don't be violent. You can't take a tiger and a lion and put them in a room, or a snake, and say, don't fight, don't fight. This is all I know. This is how I eat. This is how I survive. So you've taken a man who survived first by learning how to trade, how to build, how to grow, and you taking his skill set away from him. You took away, just the natural order of when he comes into a room, when he inhabits a village. There was an order. The kids respected and they stopped. The women fed him and served him. So he lived as an emperor. And now you took him and you treated him and you misinformed him. And now you ask him to act civilized. It's not possible. You caged him, you chained him, you beat him, you whipped him, you blindfolded him, you starved him, you worked him to death. And then you say, why does he destroy himself and his community? I mean, I don't know the answer. You say for 400 years you do that now, and you take the blindfold off, and you give me a civilized white man. You let me take any white man, any Chinese man, any other race, and let me beat him for over 400 years. Let me chain him. Let me rape him. Let me demean him and spit on him and beat him. Let me amputate body parts off of him. And then when I let him go, I want him to go and get him an application. I want him to apply for a job. I want him to fill out mortgage statement and purchase him a home. I want him to have a 750, 830 credit score. After he's been chained and beat, raped, spit on, demeaned, worked to death for over 400 years. He just showed me the race that could do it. I don't think anybody could have done it better than we've done it.
Yeah. Man, that's really something right there. That's really something right there. I know it just seems like ultimately it's important for us to actually know our history, know how things operate, us to know that information. In terms of the illustration you gave, is if we're in a dark room and we're blindfolded, we basically pointed out and given who our enemy was and told who our enemy was that inflicted pain against us. But I got a question. That's in terms of knowing what we know now. What is the best way we can educate the younger kids, elementary, middle school, grade school levels, so that they can be more productive in their decision making?
I think that will happen two ways. I think that history needs to be taught from a perspective of fairness, even told from our lips, because you can tell it in a way that, well, those young people will take their energy and focus it on totally trying to capitalize on trying to beat and outrank and out-career white America when you live on a global society. To just leave it to whites is to limit your intelligence. When you're in the business field, out here in the business world, you start making money. Money is green in every country and it spins. That's what make jobs, wars, peace, prostitution, drugs is all made from, $1. So you would have to teach it to them in a way to where it can be taught to them fair, but it needs to be taught to them truthfully. They need to hear it from the mouth of people who suffer from it. They need to hear it from the mouth of people who overcame it. They need to hear from people who still struggle. Not they say, get over it. No, you need to hear from that person. So they will see that the effects aren't short term as some people have made it to look. Because sometimes when you see us function, it looks like it wasn't that bad. We made it. But if you look at where we should be, where we aren't, what still hadn't been available to us.
Yeah.
And you want to give it to me. I want to say that my views are my views on how I view America, and how I view other countries, and how I feel, and how I operate dealing with them. And that's based off of me from my own encounters, from the negative and the good. And I think it should be told to a person in a way to where you can fairly access, and then it has to be left to you how would you deal with it? Somebody might say, the other day, just say a woman might say a guy called her a B. Another one said, I'd have kicked him in his blank, or I'd have slapped him. I told him his mama. Another one said, I wouldn't have gave him the time of day to it. Why not? They disrespect us, they do it. They say, well, I carry a level of respect for myself. For me to entertain that would be that I feel like there's some truth to it. So I think that everybody have to be assessed and have your own reality about truth. But it needs to be where you heard both sides fairly, that you come to an understanding about it and you understand yourself. You need to know what parts that play with you. I think if we try to dictate the behavior, you got to be better than that cracker. You can't let that. I think we put kind of a negative energy. I learned that from being a pastor, that certain things you say, you might say in a way, but that's not how you meant it. But it left your lips a certain type of way. So a person took it a certain way. And that way they took it, it left them kind of in a hole. So I think we have to be real careful about how we address it, how we express it, how we explain it, because you want them to have their own vigor for it. Like my vigor for our fight and championing, us as human beings and having still a care for every other race and respecting their end and their commitment and their contribution to society allows me to realize how I have to fight this fight. This is not a physical fight. This is not a fight where I need to take a gun. I got to kill every white person. I got to kill a Hispanic. It's not that fight. It's a fight of understanding and being able to be being able to express my situation, my frustrations in a way where I can get the person who's the oppressor, the offender on the other end, where they can hear it fairly. And in turn, they can make the necessary changes. I think sometimes that when we have fights for things, the way we might explain our cause gets us less results. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, it was a lady today, and she was parked over the line. I need to get in that parking space, and I hit the horn. I waited for her to get out. I said, excuse me. And I said, ma'am, if you could, you park, over the line. She walked around the back of her car to verify what I told her. I said, okay. She walked, she looked. She didn't like it. She went back to her car. She got in and she moved. Now I could have told her, hey, get the F over, you dumb old blank, and you blankety blank. What's wrong? You shouldn't be driving. And I've gotten a very negative response, and it went bad, and we would have lost at that time. You know what I'm saying? She would have lost for the fact she should ignore me and look at, is he really worth getting into? I can move and I keep going. I could look at, hey, I can go park somewhere else. So it's all about how we're giving things and then give ourselves options. I wasn't less of a man if I moved, if I didn't get the spot. She didn't demean me. I said, oh, my man was challenged now. Now I got to do something to her because, she's like one of millions of other quote unquote black women that disrespect the black man, and I won't hear it. And she's going to get the anger, frustration I have from maybe 5 I encountered in my life that were very disrespectful to us as men. So we have to be so careful about how we express our disapproval to things, how we address things in order. The end result is this. I needed her. Well, I'm saying I wanted her. I don't say I needed. I wanted her to look at what she did and make a necessary change, because this is what I would have done. And she did it. So mission accomplished. If she didn't, then I realized everybody that you come to correctly don't mean you don't get the same response. And I think that's important for us to learn that. So we learn with each other, and it could have been a bad day. It could have been, you know what, blanket. Go find somewhere else to park. Forget you. And I have to make the choice on, will I address that or will I just move on? So these are things, when we talk to them, you know, they say, if somebody hit you, don't hit them back. What explanation is that to get you not to hit somebody back? Versus if I explain to you all of the parameters what go along with this. Now you have enough information to decide. Now, is this a situation I need to turn away from, or this a situation I need to address? You walked up, you bumped into a young lady, and she mistakenly thought you tried to touch, and you accidentally, she struck you. This wasn't an issue of her hitting you because she like, I just want to slap a man. She didn't know. She just knew she was hit, bumped, touched somewhere, and she naturally assumed. So this is something I can say, well, this needs to be explained. I don't like it, but I need to explain. I know why. Versus some guy comes up out of nowhere. He figured you shorter than him. He slaps you. And this is the end of, I'm a big nigga who gonna slap somebody, you know, smaller than me. Can you walk away from this one? Or does this need to be addressed? This needs to be assessed. This needs to be corrected. You see what I'm saying? So it's knowing which situation.
So then let me ask you this, because ultimately what you're saying makes a lot of sense. But my question would be, how do you teach people how to make the right decision?
Well, when teaching people how to make the right decision, I think it goes more or less where you really have to sit down and look at, it's kind of like math. You teach people value points. Mm-hmm. You start teaching people value points. You start looking at, do you fight over a penny or a dollar? A dollar, a little more value versus a penny. You find a penny anywhere. So it's like, how much energy do you want to put in it? How much are you willing to lose behind it? And a lot of times when people don't sit down and get and learn value points, they don't understand that. It's important to look at a lot of times what's worth it to you, how far are you willing to go, and where are you going? Because what happens a lot of time with people, when you don't have a directive or you don't have directions, then you just kind of like a loose screw and you just out. You're doing things, you don't have any value to anything. You don't understand what's wasted time, what's time that's energy that could be used, that you actually redeem, you know, you got the full value from it. So it's so important when people are doing things that you weigh that. You can't give attention to everything. And that's something that people have to learn as well. What do you give attention to?
Yeah. I just realized it just seemed like over time, that's a continuing learning process, is how do I make the right decision? What is the right decision? Because every day we pretty much face with choices. And it's very important to be able to distinguish and kind of learn and grow to the point where we can actually recognize how to make the right decision while we're in the midst of a particular situation, you know?
And I think that comes with mistakes. One thing mistakes will teach you. If you're smart, you know, how far they put you out for you. If you got a course for something that you do, or you got something you're trying to accomplish, then you look at the time span. You know, you really have to wait, like going back to school to get a degree. Depending on the degree, what can I actually make? Because I had to look at how much time that you're going to cut out, even your leisure time, how much time you're going to cut out of other things in order to accomplish that, and for how long of a time. So the value has to be there. So you start dealing with situations and people, you have to start looking at, based on where you're going, what are you really to kind of carve out? Like people to do for, you know, to get in a dress or get in a tuxedo. Yeah, so, you know, no, girl, I'm not eating no sweets. No, I'm not doing that. I got to get this dress. I got to wear this suit or whatever the situation is. So they looked at things that they look at they're going to stop doing in order to try to achieve it. Though it's a small goal, that's something they set themselves. So when you got bigger goals, you start to weigh how much time do you give into situations based on where you're trying to go. But unfortunately, people today, they don't have that kind of knowledge. People don't consider it. We wind up making bad. If you look today, we have more people making bad decisions than ever. And it's like, if no one's there to kind of say, hey, you know, help guide me through this, let me bounce this situation or bounce this scenario off of you. So it kind of give me an idea, am I in the right direction? You know, people you pick for friends and pick for mentors are so important, because, you know, a lot of times people got to pick, oh, they're my mentor. Why? Oh, because they made so much money. Is that the reason? Versus character along with what they do in success. To me, character outweighs so much. It weighs so much more than just, you know, monetary value. You know what I'm saying? A house, cars, or whatever. Because I mean, you can get them if you got the credit, you got the down payment. A lot of people keep thinking they don't own. Some of these people don't own them; they lease them, but it looks good. You say, well, I mean, but still, they in it there. Whatever your situation is, whatever you hang up. Those are people that make things their goal just based off of them being, you know, carnal and people desire them. Looking at people for that, you know, aspect versus, you know, looking at that character of a person really defines a person, their honesty, their integrity, their willingness, you know, being an example in every situation. You know, those are things that we need to restore back. If you look at today, Lil Doctor, we got more millionaires and we have less real role models. In time past, we had less millionaires, but we had more role models, you know, quote unquote. It was important for people to say or to be a certain, you know, behavior because they looked at, you know, their communities or their, you know, things like that and such. But today, you got to ask yourself, I mean, what in the world we got going on?
Yeah, role models. That's something that you're right. That's few in between. You recall coming up throughout your childhood as you were actually matriculated and transformed into a man. Do you recall like who were your role models during that process or those different stages of your life?
Ooh, I think I picked your background noise.
Okay.
Yeah, but for me, I think it was celebrities. Yeah, that background still reverb.
Still loud?
Yeah, they're reverbing.
Are you on the phone and also with the speaker on the computer right next to us? Can you just turn your volume down? Try turning your volume down.
Okay.
Or if you got two devices working at one time, because the reverb is
Same.
hello.
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you as lower.
You can hear me? Y'all can hear me?
We can hear you. We also hear the reverb. You're not reverbing. Go ahead.
I'm gonna try to change devices. I'm gonna try to link back into the show. I'm gonna change devices. I think it's the device I'm on.
Okay. Well, we got you.
All right. I'll see y'all in a little bit.
We appreciate.
All right. Good to see you now.
All right. See you in a little bit. I'll call back.
All right. We're gonna call us back at another time. But I mean, that interview asked about people that were role models. That's a. Oh, no.
You said celebrities. Celebrities were your role model initially.
I mean, for when you're a kid, you either want to be a superstar,
right?
Famous singer or actor. For me,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Me, it was the stardom over the athlete. It was stardom. I wanted to be a singer. I want to be an actor. You know, I want to be somebody on TV, and you want the people to love you and watch you. And you know, that's because when we came along, you didn't see people like, oh, I hate this star. People didn't talk like that. I hate this singer. What night? Now you hear people, man, that wasn't to me. You never heard. Did you remember hearing something like that?
No, man, especially not on TV, not on mainstream. No, sir.
I'm saying, but you didn't even hear it from fans. Who did you know? People might say, oh, I don't like him. I like such and such. It was not, I don't like him. He gay. I don't like her. You know what I'm saying? She stank or she ugly or she stupid or, you know, now what we know about them is more personalized when you deal with athlete and celebrities now. So we see a side of them now. It's like the glamour is gone.
Yep.
They give you, like, when we saw stars were like, they got rid of stars just showing them publicly smoking. Let alone in a club fighting and drunk and on the street. Politicians in a movie theater giving blowjobs. It was stuff like you never seen it. You know, we're in a whole nother society today.
Whole nother society.
Nothing to say, hey, you know, have some kind of couth and ethics about yourself. We just live in a sad place, man. It's like, how long does this keep going on? But that's where we at now. It's bad.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying in terms of a childhood. My role models, everybody I seen on TV as well. Once you start entering to your adulthood, did you have any role models then, or if so, who was your role models as you matriculate throughout your adulthood?
Drug dealer.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You're like, well, wow. You weren't gonna be a famous actor. You weren't gonna be a famous singer. Then you looked at the drug dealer. When I didn't leave to go in the military and I was supposed to, life just changed. I got jammed up with some people and some stuff, and life changed. I just looked at, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do at this point. And I saw my life going away. I felt like, hey, you're gonna be on this side. I always want to be on the right side of what they call it, the good side. But, when things happen, you realize life can be unfair. You just look at when things happen to people. No, nothing don't have good people. Things don't happen to good people. Bad things happen to bad people. You realize, no, there are good people that get caught up in bad situations. So I had to learn there's another side of life. You know, I believe in the flag wholeheartedly, the country wholeheartedly, everything. You know, racism was over with, done. Slavery is over. Opportunity was for everybody and fair. You know, of course, this is a teenager talking who hadn't experienced segregation, didn't realize there are a lot of things that you dealt with, you saw, you didn't see the better side of life. You seen the side they gave you, and you wasn't afforded certain things, not knowing we didn't have a permanent right to vote or even the importance of voting. Even today, our people don't realize, oh, you know, it don't count, it don't matter. On a larger scale, they'll affect you. If you look at how other nations, nationality, particularly the white nationality, that's why they move into smaller town, rural areas, a lot of places where they can control things like chief of police, sheriffs, mayors, city council, bankers. They get into places where they'll have an input and a say and, you know, some form of protection in a way. But for us, we're just moving a place, and we don't consider having our hand in to see how we can help change some narratives and how we can come in from a good perspective, not come in and say, let's make sure we keep whites out. Let's make sure we keep Asians or Hispanics out. We want to just make sure that we're fair. We want to make sure at the same time it's being fair to a people that have been treated unfairly since the time of their arrival. Let them say this. No, I won't say that. That would be incorrect, because since the time of arrival on a slave ship, because certainly every person of color did not arrive here on the slave ship. You can't take 150,000 people and build them up to, you know, the massive numbers we have today, because a lot of us were already here. Then there was some were brought. If you look at the slave trade, the journey, the distance, you look at the ship size and how many you can carry per ship, how long it took to do the voyage, there's no way in the world you transported 20-something million people of color. Just impossible. It would take too many ships in too many years. With the travel time and the size they had, it's impossible. Once they had gotten to a keep along they call Africa, you still got to offload and reload stuff as well as the cargo. And you got to put supplies on to be able to keep the cargo you got alive. And then you got to sell and come back. Now you're going to times you're not going to be able to go at that time, because you know at the same time you got hurricane season, other things, the water's against you. So it's impossible to have transported 23 million people calling him.
Oh yeah.
But it's a nice story though. You know, for those who don't know, who can't think.
You know what? I never questioned that at first.
But there's no reason to think about it until you got into a situation that made you ask questions or made you look at things that you were told. Why would you ask? Why would I ask? Why? I have no reason. We were trusting the people that gave us the information. That's the whole purpose of how they deceive you. You got to have trust first.
Man, that's so scary. That's realistic, but that's so scary, you know. A lot of things I find myself just not even questioning until I got older, you know.
Yeah. So you that's the whole thing. Now you try to tell people, and you try to get people to look at how important it is to know information, be taught information correctly, so you can come and do what's needed to fix your situation. But the truth of the matter is, there's so much that we don't know. There's so much that's not discussed. And like I said, most time you heard our situation, you heard it from a person that's offended. That's not bad in a sense, but I just need to hear it from someone else as well. You know, we say, if I tell the story and I'm not saying, cracker, white folk, die, kill them. And I said, well, I don't use that. I don't use that terminology anymore. But looking at how do we come across and get our message across to them to where we don't have to violently fight them. Then it's automatically you're a sellout, you're a house nigga, you love these crackers. It's not that. It's we've tried your way. This is what I try to tell people. Usually, I'm just thinking, how many times has the attempt been made with guns to try to fight whites? How many times have there been an uprising of people because they have attacked and tried to take them out in their hands, and it has been unsuccessful? It's because of niggas like you. No, it's not because of niggas like me. It's because you really don't have a foolproof plan. And once you turn to do the same acts they do, you can't any longer call yourself a victim.
Right.
See, the Palestinian, one thing that hurt their cause is the fact that they dug the tunnel into them. They got up, they shot 70 people that were asleep. Although these people been from their statement, they've been attacking them, they've been doing this, they've been doing
I've been hearing that.
But you can't, once you cross under that ground and you came out and you start killing them, you should have known that you should have had a better plan. What were they going to, they control your electricity and your water. Now, how many of them are now looking to die versus how many Israelis you killed? So that which tell me the people that gave you the arms, the people that pushed you and bolstered you to do this, didn't give you a real plan. Because now you sitting here asking them to give you some gas, feed the people. Now all of the people are being expelled out of Gaza Strip, over 1 million people. And these people being bombed and blown up from your decisions. And I'm not, listen, my side of this was true. This is the problem I have and why I stopped listening to people color that come with these lame brain, dumb, stupid excuses, okay? This is Confederate said post. He wanted to post it again, or that's old. That's a post. That's
old.
Well, okay. So now this is the problem I got. You said this, okay? You've done this, and now what's your plan? Because now other people are being killed, babies, and the Palestinians are not going to blame them. Versus you said this was the plan. You said that we should await this. When we go in here and we kill them, they're going to attack. What will we be ready to do? We're going to lose men, women, and babies and kids. How many of them are we willing to lose in order to get the victory? And they did not pre-plan well. Because now we see here the people are starving, the people are hurting, and the people need fuel because the hospitals are going to run out, but they need fuel so they can go and fight these people. You should have weighed out. Why would they keep letting me have electricity and gas when I just came in there? I just broke the borders to kill them while they were asleep on their Kodesh, quote unquote, holy day. How far did I think they was going to go? Did I think we were going to go in here, kill 1,200 people, and they was going to just give us the land and say, you know what? Y'all need your own state. Are these people going to defend with everything they got?
Yeah.
So I have a problem with the fact of you did something. If that was your course of action, you should have weighed, I'm willing to whatever comes with it. And the people should have had the opportunity to realize that. Because we would have said, Dwayne, let's go. We're going to say, okay, yeah, equality, yeah, freedom, yeah, justice, yeah, fair pay, yeah, fair house, yeah. Okay, but someone's going to die. Hold on, stop for a second. How many are you talking about? I don't have a number. But this is something we need to discuss because we don't need to get here and I turn around because I was with the housing. I want the freedom. I want the liberation. I want the equality. I didn't want the death.
So what about the perspective of if you remain and don't do anything, then you continue to die? And if you fight, you risk the possibility of dying. That then presents a scenario of kind of being stuck between a rock and a hard place, where if I do nothing, I get the same consequences if I fight back, you know?
But let me say this. Unlike us, the Palestinians have had their cause, you know, fought from other countries, supplying help. I mean, even Iran gave me weapons from Russia, weapons from, if you know, not just you know, stepping off counter, but just letting you look at our situation. Why weren't any weapons ever given us in the 60s? Because no one ever views our cause as serious. Everybody else calls it serious. You got ships, you got Australia coming, France, Britain is vowed to come. You got all kind of Muslim countries. Turkey said, I'll give them weapons. No one ever offered you any weapons. Even Akibalan. You know that in Akibalan, they call Africa, that they are standing with the Palestinians. These are the same people that are starving. They're starving. The first slavery that we encountered came from Muslims. We were also enslaved by Muslims. This is everyone. Don't play stupid. No, I'm not blaming every Muslim. I'm just telling you, when you run all these causes, who's ever ran to yours? These people hadn't seen what happened to us.
Got a point.
They ain't seen none of this. We ain't seen it. We ain't get no weapons. We ain't get no UN meeting. We ain't get no Secretary General ain't stood up and said nothing about us. We're not in no position or condition to go and fight anybody else fight. We are trying to fix our own condition. I think the world needs to come together, and every one of these wars need to be addressed from the people, not the governments. They should sit down and shut their mouth. The summit is the people, which is the highest point, not the rulers. We need to sit down and we need to decide this is not happening. It's not happening. Listen, we are the consumers, okay? We are the people that put the people in place to regulate. There will be no money to borrow, nor would there be money to spend if it was not for the work and the labor of the citizens.
Right.
So we should not be subject to these people. They should be subject to their employers. That makes no sense that we're sitting in war. There's no one we talk to. Who you ran into said, man, we need this war in Ukraine. We need this war in Russia. Who do you know? Who you talk to? We needed this. We need this war. We need wars over in Africa. Who you heard ever tell you that? Nobody in conversation, whether white, black, Chinese, Hispanic, no one does this. Because we as the people are so dumbfounded. And we constantly, like when you showed the clip about the Caucasian man who was in the yard arguing, what did you gain? You're in someone else's yard standing, trying to tell them what they're not and where they can't stay and they own a house. Do you understand? The level of intelligence you have? That I'm finna go stand in somebody else's yard and tell them they can't live in a neighborhood that they live in and they pay for. And I'm willing to burn it down and shoot it up. Or what comes with this? What makes me, with a brain in my head, think this is the end of the story? That I'm going to kill these people, run them out, burn them down, and I'm going to go in my house and go to sleep. People are not even realistic.
You're right. You're definitely right. Thinking about things being unrealistic, one thing that I consider is that I don't see the Russia-Ukraine being, publicized as much. And it leads me to believe, is there really a war going on over there as well? Or has that just been an illusion based on the media or what?
A bigger story always trump one that's smaller. You play spades. You throw out the ace, the two, a spade, two, a diamond, that's fine. Those are heavy cards. But when a joker hit, that sounds the take. Listen, the book walking, once a joker hit, that book walking away. So what happened? The joker fell. That was just a two of spade and two of diamond. That's a pretty hot move. But now we got the low joker and the high joker on the table. because both of these countries are the country that can pull the whole world in. You know, Australia is sending troops over there. When is Australia going over to the Middle East? Except probably in the Gulf War. You got people coming to regions they never came to. I'm talking in warships as fighters. China is coming over there. Middle East, they sending 6 ships. China ain't sending no warships nowhere except what in the China Sea. Where them ships been?
Mm-hmm.
These two countries right here are pulling the world in. This is ripping up states. The Ukraine-Russia war didn't have Russians and Ukrainians killing people over here. What do you find on the news? A Muslim killed, Jew killed. This is spilling out. This is spilling out bigger than that. That's why you can't use that. Those two are not even compared, but this gives opportunity right now why they're not in the news that Russia can do some real damage that they want to do because the news is on the Middle East right now. This is still a 20-day war. So this is big news. It's hot. The news media is trying to inflame it more with what Israel is doing. Every time Israel makes a move, it's only angering other Muslim countries, and it's just tipping over the boiling point. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. It is just a matter of time. It's definitely just a matter of time. Lot.
Then you have a story for us on something
I
else?
did have a story for y'all, and it's a segment that I've been starting to get every week, once a week for Thule. I want to get Thule's perspective. For all those who just tuning in, what we do every week is we have a particular segment where we have Thule weigh in on it. I really hadn't came up with a name of the segment, but I think Bostic might have started leaning towards a name of a segment. But what I want to do is I briefly want to, before I play the video, I want to kind of give y'all a little background on the video of what I'm showing. Some of you guys may be familiar with this story. It happened a while back. It's about a 6-year-old who brought a gun to elementary school and ended up shooting his teacher. Fast forward is that his mother is now being sentenced this month. His mother did an interview, and we want to get her side of the story in terms of her perspective regarding her son bringing a gun to school. This is about a 5-minute clip, but for the benefit of brevity, I'm going to try to knock a couple of minutes off of it. So I'm going to go ahead and play it right here at this particular point. That being said, let's tune in and let's take a closer look. Here we go.
Academically, had your son ever spoken like about hurting the teacher, or was there anything like any angst that he had against her?
No, he actually really liked her. I will say that week he did come home and he was talking, a lot about how he felt like he was being ignored. So he would come home and, Mom, I don't think that she was listening to me. I didn't like that. And then actually he ended up getting suspended the next day because he was in class. He was trying to tell her something. And she asked him to go sit back down. He threw his arms up. He said, fine. And when he threw his arms up, he knocked her phone out of her hand on accident. And he got suspended for that.
Zwerner did not respond to ABC News' request for comment, but in a lawsuit, she says the student slammed the cell phone on the ground so hard that it cracked and shattered. She's now filed a $40 million lawsuit against the Newport News School District and Rich Neck Elementary officials, claiming they ignored multiple warnings about the student's behavior and concerns that he had a gun. According to the suit, the child had a history of random violence and that he attacked students and teachers alike, both in and out of school.
Is that description accurate?
Whether it is or it isn't, the school enrolled him in September, knowing all of the past behaviors.
The school district released a statement to ABC News saying it cannot release information about a student's educational record. And last month, the district filed to dismiss Zwerner's suit, arguing her injuries fall under workers' compensation. The gun used in the shooting was legally purchased by Taylor. She says it was kept locked away. Her attorney would not say how the 6-year-old got it.
How did your son access the gun?
Nobody knows.
No one knows. Let me just ask this, and I'll direct it to you, Jimmy. Is it that no one has asked him how he got it, or you're just not ready to reveal how he got it?
We're not ready to discuss that at this point. Yes, people have talked to him about that. I don't know that any adult knows exactly how he ought to go.
You see this is why I don't fuck.
Well, Taylor was charged with a felony count of child neglect and a misdemeanor count of recklessly leaving a firearm as to endanger a child. Her trial is set for August.
Do you feel in any way responsible for the shooting?
Yes, of course. That is my son. So I am, as a parent, obviously willing to take responsibility for him because he can't take responsibility for himself.
Anything that either of you would like to say to Abigail Werner?
I just truly would like to apologize that, out of the incident, she did get hurt. We were actually kind of forming like a relationship with me having to be in the classroom. And she was a really bright person.
All right, so
Deja faces up to 6 years in prison. She says she doesn't think that that's a fair punishment, but added, quote, anything for my baby. Her lawyer says that they're hoping to work out a plea deal. As for her son, they say that he's thriving and getting the treatment that he needs. They say, interestingly, he doesn't talk about the incident at all, that he talks more often about the days leading up to it.
Interesting. Fascinating. All right, Lindsay, thank you so much.
Well, hey there.
all righty. Tuli, my question is, do you think that the lady is trying to, well, overall, what do you think about the mother for how we do that?
Go ahead with your question.
No, that's my question. What do you think about the mother's response?
I think her response was what she was told to say, and she said it.
Overall, in general, what do you think about the mother in herself?
I don't think anything negative per se about the mother. Just the whole situation. All right, let me think how to say this stuff. The whole situation, even when you tell kids not to do something, they do it. Okay. Yes, she had a responsibility to make sure that that firearm was not in, that was put away safely, that it wasn't readily available. That part. I just think she's just a everyday mom dealing with a child with behavior issues. I mean, she did her part. She came to the school. It didn't sound like she was an absent mother as far as not connecting with the school, trying to do her part, keep her child in school. He definitely apparently has had a history of bad behavior in other places. It's not, I don't think it's a secret. I don't think she's hiding the fact or denying the fact that he has behavior issues and he has done things to people outside of the school, not just at the school. She had to say what her child said. I mean, she can say you can believe something, but you can tell the child told her how the incident went down. So she's just repeating that. Now, whether she believes that or not, that's different. But she could just say, my child told me this. And she is taking responsibility. I do see that she's taking responsibility and she did apologize. So, I mean, that's what I saw.
When you say taking responsibility, what does that really mean when you say she's taking responsibility?
She said that she was responsible. She would do the time, whatever the way she put it was she's doing the time for her child, not she's doing the time because she is guilty of doing something wrong.
Tony, what you think about it, Tony?
Well, she take responsibility for it. I mean, what do? You still blame a person that take responsibility?
Correct.
We all do.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general in life, I don't know. People just willing to be responsible, admit they know or they don't know, or they do or they don't do, or they agree or they don't agree. Let me just send him a link. The federal said he needed to send him that link. Can you text me that link? Can you text it to me so I can send it to him?
It's
Yes, it's in the thread. I'll text it directly to you.
Yeah, direct. I mean, send him a regular thread so I can send it to him.
Okay, will do.
I guess he can't pick that up for now.
or he might be using a different device.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
But
Sorry.
I'm sorry too, you Top. I was looking at something that I'm seeing something. I'm seeing you play this right here. This is it's sad to me, you know, somebody else has something, you know, kind of look different than that. I'm just at a different place.
Right.
Yeah, some stuff I just, you know, it's bad. I think I just sent you a story. It's an out thread. Appreciate that. Well done. See, you know, that's something you want to see. This is a pastor who made a
Did you see that?
grave mistake. Yeah, you just said something about it.
Ooh, sorry, y'all.
I've been married almost 30 years. I'm used to it. That, the fart, and everything.
Please.
On turds, I'm used to it. So
you know what? I've been trying to take your advice, and I've been being more conscientious, trying to more fart in public and don't hide it.
That is sick.
I'm just taking his advice from last week.
That is so sick.
Listen, if you do it and you get away with it, like you get over by some people and you're able to pass gas and get out of there, and like you got to move to where nobody don't look and say, that guy, you got to put it. But you gotta like hit them and you gotta be on the move. So by the time they sit there and realize it, it's like it couldn't be you. That's when you're good. It's gotta be like, it's not him. It's one of y'all. You see what I'm saying? That's how when you're good. I'm good.
Anyway, back to the subject. Did you get that what he just sent? Wait on.
I did get it indeed. I don't know if he sent me the right clip because the one I got is
Snake Hammer.
Oh, that's the one I got then.
I want the people to see this. Let's see what happened. Let's put it again.
Enlarge, please. Enlarge.
Yeah, we can't see it. Hey, first of all, we don't play. Back it up.
You see this? This is why I don't fuck with white people. This is why I don't fuck with white people.
Whoa. That's a lot going on.
And he died from it.
Wow. He done got bit and everything, and now he on wow.
Bro, he ain't on nothing. He dead.
Oh, he died?
Yes, he died. But somebody of color, put the video. I didn't hear that part first when I did it, but still I want people to just see. This is the detriment of religion. Those are, and religions are even more dangerous than the snake bite. It's the impression we as the preachers leave on the people, and where we lead the people to in the mind frame we give them is as dangerous as that snake bite. Those people sat back and they got opportunity to see that all that they believed in was shattered in their face. Too, you remember had a guy try to talk to him. I tried to teach him against snake. I went up and preached for them. They were snake handlers up in Kingston, Georgia. I was a young minister. I just started preaching.
Remember that snake in the club.
I've been a snake handling church, and I used to teach them. I actually used to teach them, and what got me out of there was one of the older white members got up and told them and asked us, said, remember, they said, really? They said, we don't know what we're doing. They like, you're more educated about this, and we listen to what you're teaching. And they told me they wanted me to, I should be their pastor.
Yeah.
And that ended that whole thing. After that next weekend, that was it. That man picked up 2 snakes at one time, and he preached and he let them know how powerful he was. And he had been on the Jerry Springer show. He had been on National Geographic, all kind of stuff. My fact, he had shot his brother-in-law before for trying to talk to him about, how he talked to his wife. He had went to another church, a preacher preached about him. So he went into church during the servicing, and he just started handing snakes out to the members. It was a Pentecostal church. They were there praising the Lord, and he walked in with a basket, just started handing them snakes. And them people tore that place up. He went to prison for 8 years. We were sentenced to 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I listen. I had forgot about that. I done battled some battles with people. He lost it. Yeah, he was mad. I had some brothers at the time with up there with me. They were in the car shaking and scared. And I got up. I told the brother to get up and read. I said, "Listen, man, I'm saying with the book. I withstood him on. I told him to get the book. And I believed in what I was teaching, and what I was standing on. I was teaching Jesus at the time, but I was teaching from a perspective of being right, and it was a right way to do stuff. And I appreciate the Most High for granting me the information opportunity to give me now to come back and clean up a lot of stuff, even with people. Get an opportunity, look at how powerful and how deadly you can be as a person. And, a lot of time with preachers, they won't admit it, but we could be undercover killers. Because when you take what we have, people live about what we say. Right. And that's a lot. That's a lot for a person that, ability to be able to have to give to people. So you bear a lot of responsibility with that. And I don't think, preachers are really sat down and looked at the magnitude of what you got. Like him getting bit in front of his members, it was a bigger purpose. And it was a bigger purpose to let him fall right there in front of those people. Those people got an opportunity to watch their pastor and are based off of their religion. Fall right before they face. Not something they got off 60-minute news. They were there, they saw it, and they know what happened. And that has to put a lot of questions in that and what because I've been up to a church like that. They had strychnine, that's green. They had the papers tested. Strychnine was like 97 point, like people said 100. It was like 97 some percent or 98.7% pure. And he would drink it. And I remember asking him, he was like, you had to be in the spirit. He said everything he did, had to be like when you pick up the snake, he said you had to be in the spirit. You had to be in the spirit when you like he don't just drink the strychnine. But it amazed me to look at people went hard, and I believe he believed it. That's why he had the snake. He felt like it couldn't happen, but he had not enough sense to know what not to do. And it's very unfortunate because now you leave the people in a situation where he lost his life behind something he believed.
So I want to correct y'all on that. The reason why I said I question whether he's died is because he did not die. That was a false headline. He since have done an interview since this particular thing, and I'd like to share a 1 minute perspective of his actual interview that he's done after that situation happened, and let's see if he's learned from his mistakes. Let's take a look.
Unless God's moving on me, I'm very, very scared of snakes now.
If Lil Cody wouldn't have went to the hospital, he probably died. His throat closing up as fast as it was.
I don't really think I would have died if I wouldn't have went to the hospital. I believe God spared me over for another day. Why? Can't say, don't know.
It was God's will, and that's the way we see it. If he died, he's going to die in a hospital or not in a hospital. So
before I used to come out here and get snakes before anybody could get here and get snakes out. And now I like to have somebody with me so that way they can help me.
Like it, damn it.
Hard to be nervous, so I'll call Big Cody and have him come down.
Everybody says God's will.
Hey.
Taking him to the hospital. It might not have been God's will he went to the hospital, but it sure was God's will that boy lived.
Yeah, because they don't believe him going to the doctor.
He takes his time a little bit more when he's talking about things. If he's not just jumping head into it.
Did you call? Want to get a hug?
That thing caught a bite.
That's why I don't like not having help.
Stick your hand in that. That's way more than usual.
Yeah, that's overdoing it.
It only takes a pinhead of venom to get you.
Quit! Don't do that.
Why would you do that?
You're making me a nervous wreck over there.
Oh
Look,
God! When the snake bit him in the side of the head, it drug down and it pierced his ear and filled the inside of his ear up with venom, and it was pouring out his ear. And every time his heart would pump, it squirt like a water hose.
We laugh about it now. I'm not dead. Could have been, but that was not fun at all. I'd say some of the reasons that I got bit is because I shouldn't have cameras in the church, and I wasn't waiting on it like I need to. I was just handling snakes we handle them. But we've done that so much before, and and didn't get bit, but that time it caught up to me.
There it is. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it there, but I just wanted to play that clip to show you that he still survived it, and to show you his take on why he got bit, and his particular background and belief and rationale behind his logic with those snakes to begin with. What y'all think about that now?
Interesting. That's an interesting clip. That I never saw that before. I just kind of I think that, in my opinion, it had some form of a gimmick to it, because I mean, if you take the scriptures literally for what it says, I think it's in Eucana Marcus 16 when he say you be able to pick up snakes and drink any deadly thing. I don't think it was the scriptures was literally telling us to go out and go harvest snakes, you know what I mean, and stock poisons and then take it in front of an audience to exemplify the powers of the Most High. I think it was just one of those things, as to like Shaul did when he was on the ship and he went onto the island. He got stranded. It was a reference to that, but not a reference for people to like I say, harvest reptiles and harvest poisons and put it on public display to show the power of the Most High. Like I said, I think it was a form of maybe ignorance on their part of some form of a gimmick, and that's why they faced the repercussions of that, because they took the scriptures out of content, like a lot of Christians do in other religions. So that's just my opinion on it, but I'm glad to see that he, because he seemed to be a sincere individual, but I'm glad to see that he recovered from it. But we can't just go out there and do stuff like that, because again, it's not a 3-ring circus. This is what we say we live by, the book we live by, and to give us an example. I think, I always say a lot of the time when we look at Romans 15:4, whatever things were written for our, for our alignment through patience and comfort in the Ketuvim, we have a tikva. So it's not for us just to, say, hey, I found this in the book. Let me go try this out in front of a live audience and see, you know what I mean? I mean, that's just my opinion on it. But I do want to say a welcome to Two Mics in the Mind tonight. I want to say hello to Miss Tooley. Good to see you. To the Love Doctor, to Dr. Joe in her absence, to the Wolf, Sheriff Boston, last but not least, Tony Smith. Happy belated birthday. This is your neighbor, Confederate State 48, saying hit that share, hit that subscription, hit that like, hit that share. Last but never least, hit that cash out. Yeah, it's just good to be here tonight, to see you all, dropping jewels as always, sharing, informative content and, inspiration and all of the above. Ra, you were saying something earlier about, a couple things. One of them I want to kind of ask about is this too. You were talking about, the Christian, the churches, how they, how they conduct things and stuff like that. in your own opinion, but I know that you're gonna give facts about it, no doubt. So this is something I was thinking about. Okay, you know Shaul, right? How the book says in Acts of the Shalakim. I forget what scroll it is, but it was when Shaul. They said the book said he was breathing out threats against the Yahudim, right? Is that scroll 8? Maybe 8, 9. I think it was 8, but anyhow. But he was saying what I didn't understand was this, because you taught on something similar to this before, and it don't make sense to me. Why would he be going to arrest Christians? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It don't make any sense. Why would he be breathing out threats from the Rosh Kohan to bring in Christians?
And they were Romans.
And they were Romans.
Roman religion makes no sense.
So, I mean, like you just said, you have to know what you're doing when you get the book, and for people, why would you ask? Like you were just saying, people are just sitting back, nodding their head, amon, with no understanding, and people just preaching things and teaching things out of content, and they don't even make common sense, So that was something, I wanted to ask you what your opinion was on that. And then another thing too, Love Doctor, you could probably help us with this too. Okay, like in South Carolina, Charleston, Jamestown, a lot of the Dixie states, as they would call them, right? A lot of those states have plantations, right? Shanties and all of that stuff like that. So, and they have I know y'all had went to Ghana, then y'all went to where they staged a lot of the slaves and stuff like that when y'all went to Ghana. So my question is this: why don't they have any slave ships wreckages that they have on display in museums like they have everything else? But you just said we were already here, which makes more sense than why can't y'all recover any of these so-called slave ships?
Yep.
Why aren't none of these slave ships on in museums? Put on display that so people can actually walk in and tour them like they did the slave cabins or the plantation, the master's home. You know what I mean? Why don't they have these remnants? Why are there no slave ships readily available for exhibit? But you got the shackles, the chains, the whips, all the devices of torture, but you have no slave ships. It makes no sense. I mean, maybe they have it and we just not privy to it. I just don't understand it.
That is just that. When you've been told everything and you actually experience none of it, it's hard to get a person to kind of cope with that, because all of our beliefs have been based upon just what we heard. And just like with religion, you hear first, but then you have to have encounters in order to be enriched. Right. And it's a person putting you on that pathway of knowledge. It's stuff that I look at now, totally different. Knowledge is definitely a pathway. Mm-hmm. And you have to have somebody put your foot on that path, to get you to where you start to walk in and you start to kind of, and when you walk in that pathway, it's a lot of things you have to ignore, and you have to just don't even allow yourself to be deterred by it, because you're on a straight path. And any alteration will take you from your destination. And when people don't have a destination, what you do? You try to fight other people that have one. When people don't have an agenda, you're fighting people with an agenda.
Right.
Yep. I mean, you have to give them something to do. You know what I'm saying? Go swim. Get some. You can't get people to do nothing, because they will distract people that are doing something. So you have to create something for the people that's doing nothing. And you have to be able to sympathize and empathize with those who just hadn't got their feet on the path of knowledge. They'll profess it, but they don't actually exemplify it. And they don't understand what they possess or what they, the powers that they actually are entering into. Understand. I heard many years about the tongue and the things they could do and how deadly it was. But I mean, you look at these wars it come wars. You know what I'm saying? All these things are dangerous, and religious leaders don't even see the need of why you fighting another religious leader rather than looking at the cause of your people. The people are dying under administration of all of these leaders, including myself. And it's a matter of what leaders will evolve and and come out and say, look at the betterment of their people versus their agenda. You know what I'm saying? Or versus their
Right.
likes and dislikes, and it hurt a lot of people.
But it's ironic that you would say that. One thing you would always drive home to us is that first you got to be honest, and then the integrity factor has to always be in place. And I believe for either religious leaders, state, local, worldwide leaders. By the way, we want us to cast our votes locally for our very own Ms. Tulip for commissioner. If that race still is
right, post one.
We definitely
post
need
one.
her in office to show sea change and many more like her, which is scarce as chicken teeth, as they would say, the old people would say.
There ain't nothing but a couple of man chicken teeth, ain't nothing out there.
You ain't gonna find too many like that. But so that's one thing that us that follow you and follow the the way of y'all, the integrity factor, that we can hang out with at the end of the day, knowing that if you have to pivot and make adjustments, that you're able to do it and just say, no, I've been in this too long, and I'm not going to change off my stance, and I'm not gonna admit that I could have made a mistake or nothing like that, but just keep on going with the, you know what I mean? And you don't have leaders that are willing to do that, and that's what sets you apart from so many leaders. And then who would want to sit down at the table and discuss that with you? You ain't gonna find nobody that want to do that. Why would they? Because then they have to, like you said, they have to open themselves up and make themselves vulnerable. You know what I mean? It was something Shaul, I like what Shaul had said. I think it was out of Corinthians 11. He said, "Follow me as I follow Mashiach." You can't follow somebody if you don't know what kind of life they live. If he never put himself in the public eye, how could he make that statement? Saying follow me as I follow Hamashiach. Then if I never see you, how can you make the statement saying, hey, follow me? But I never see you. I don't know anything about you. So how can I have no documentation of you, no record of you being in public, but Shaul made his life, and I think you were saying one time before, that's one of your favorite writers, if not your favorite writer, because the way he broke the words down for people to understand them and things like that. So and I just appreciate how you break things down, and you always say a lot of the time before I shove this book in your face, let's talk about where you are in life, and I believe people, they try to run after what they so-called spirituality, and they don't even have the just the carnal, the earthly things, understanding of that. So we just kind of messed up right now, but I'm just glad that we have leaders such as yourself that's repairing the breach, and trying to get the Most High's people on track. No, I ran my mouth a lot, but I'm just glad to see y'all.
We're glad to see you. Been missing.
Absolutely, good to see you, man.
And Derek out,
Hey, we got to sell on
you know what come out when you be on him.
We got to sell on body parts. If anybody need a kneecap or
I know it ain't
elbows, anything,
Wasn't that scary?
Don't holler at me, but we got it over here at his feet.
I told him about that. You said that I was telling some of them last night. I posted it. Y'all missed it. Please let me put this. Hold on.
They got a
I sent that story last night.
They just got busted last week.
Yeah, I want them to put that story. Look it up. Phoenix, Arizona, the lab. Let's look at what they got.
Just got busted last week.
I posted on Twitter.
Broadway, I believe it was.
Yeah.
I think is that what Joe said?
Really?
I think I posted that, didn't I? Did I post it? Oh, no, she
I
posted
think
it.
she
I
did.
might have got. Yeah, she might have posted. Put this in our thread. Look,
yeah, they just knocked them off just last week. Yeah,
I need to see that.
It's bad to see how humanity.
Who are these bodies though? Did they say they come from the morgue or just they don't know?
No, this is it, Miss Tulip. Phoenix leads the nation in human trafficking. You know that, right?
Oh gosh, no, I didn't. Oh,
no, I didn't know that either.
Across the desert, Mexican, everybody.
Yeah, they lead the nation in human trafficking, and a lot of people come up missing. Even my next door neighbor, not actually my next door neighbor, their their daughter or sister's missing right now, a Hispanic young lady. And it's really, really bad out here.
That's
I
ridiculous.
don't think people know the magnitude of when they talk about the border, how people crossing over the border and all. It's just an influx of Hispanics. But like I said, like Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, getting people their land back. You took the people's
Parts
stuff.
of Oklahoma, California,
Oklahoma, parts of California. But yeah, they selling body parts here. And they just got busted last week because a lot of human trafficking go on and a lot of dismemberment, and it's just real. It's deplorable to say the least.
Yeah. You see the story? No doubt. Isn't that put that there? Oh, let me see this. Let's take it here. This is some people. Y'all need to see this. This is sick.
Off 24th Street, the university doesn't look like much, but according to new claims in these court documents, the Biological Resource Center was essentially running a chop shop for human body parts, mixing, matching, and selling them in ways we'd never heard of until tonight. One FBI agent revealing what it was really like inside the Phoenix body donation facility, from buckets of heads, arms, and legs to coolers filled with severed penises when the FBI raided the building. He even spotted a smaller head sewn onto a larger torso in a, quote, Frankenstein manner. The limbs, according to that agent, with no apparent identification. A torso with a head apparently went for $2,400. A leg about $1,100. They'd even sell knees and feet alone for under $500. The owner of the Biological Resource Center was already sentenced, but he was only given probation.
Selling bodies and body parts, a trial set to begin in just months. And tonight, new grisly details of what the FBI says really happened.
ABC 15's Nicole Valdez is live.
This building off 24th Street, the university, doesn't look like much, but according to new claims in these court documents, the Biological Resource Center was essentially running a chop shop for human body parts, mixing, matching, and selling them in ways we'd never heard of until tonight. One FBI agent revealing what it was really like inside the Phoenix body donation facility, from buckets of heads, arms, and legs to coolers filled with severed penises when the FBI raided the building. He even spotted a smaller head sewn onto a larger torso in a, quote, Frankenstein manner. The limbs, according to that agent, with no apparent identification. A torso with a head apparently went for $2,400. A leg about $1,100. They'd even sell knees and feet alone for under $500. The owner of the Biological Resource Center was already.
This is crazy.
It is.
The problem you got is who buying them.
Right. Why are they on market?
That's right. We come out how many people selling drugs. This is the problem you got. How many people buying?
That's
them?
crazy.
There are more people using drugs than are selling drugs.
That's crazy.
Ooh, Jack.
You see what I'm saying? That'll make as much sense that there are more grocery stores than people. There are more drug users than drug dealers. You have to re-educate your youth. So here you'll find there are more people purchasing them. That's why they can sell them on a large mass. Now you got to ask yourself, what are you, sir, ma'am, doing with a head and a torso? They probably are staging death. Some death, getting out of here, burning up some places. So they found an arm, the bottom was gone. All they found was the torso and a head badly burned. I'm telling you, they got a purpose. Like say, match and leave a leg. They just showed it was so, you just make it look like somebody came in and massacred them and then destroyed, burned the house up. Because you bought body parts. So, I mean, they got a purpose for why they get them. People probably got to wear the head and torso. They're probably trying to recreate. He told you Frankenstein. Remember Frankenstein, the movie? It was a part man machine. And you think they had never stopped. That was real. Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein is very much still alive. That's why we have COVID. That's why we have all these other diseases, these colds. Get rid of them and you still cough for months later. He's been creating things for his Frankenstein monster. America is no more than the Frankenstein monster. Your governments are Dr. Frankenstein. Frankenstein operated under orders of Dr. Frankenstein. Americans operate under their uncle Sam, their government. He's the doctor, he's the orator, he's the dictator. People are just victims.
Yeah.
Frankenstein never tried to kill Dr. Frankenstein. He tried to kill everybody else. Who made him the monster? Then he gave him a bride. So this man, this woman could come out and could destroy everybody else.
It's true.
I mean, this is the world we live in, people. You can sit back and you can act like it doesn't exist, but this is your real world. You're in it. And what are you doing to change it? How did we get to the point that people, the employers, became subject to the employees?
Wow. You got a point.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And here we are. We've been beat by police, not the good ones, but the bad ones. So I shouldn't have to say that. Being beat by federal agency, being beat by the government, people. All these are human beings that are in these positions, but they operate up under the solace of, this is my job. I'm only doing my job. But ask them how well they do their job when it comes to executing on them and their friends.
You're right.
Convince them, yes. You only do it to people who are not a part of the system. People that are a part of the system feel like everyone else is outside the system, so it's them against you. Little people know. Yeah, a lot of police feel like it's them against the citizens. And they don't realize you're a citizen.
Oh, child.
So you're saying you're against yourself.
Scary.
You can't buy into the narrative that everybody hates you. That's foolishness, okay? You have to look at this is what I look at. Okay, I know racism exists. I know racism is real. Why would I go somewhere where racism is going to be rampant in my face? It's going to be rude. I don't go to those places. Just stay away from it. You just better go where you want to go. Just use the sense. What about the energy I give up to deal with it?
Right.
If it's a white racist town area, why I have no need to go there. I don't have a problem with that. That's what they want to do. I surround myself and put myself to what things benefit me. And that's what you have to do. You can't. Everything in the world don't benefit you. I don't care who you are. Like people don't afford it everywhere they go and benefit it. No, Asians and everybody else. Start learning where to go and what fits you. Where you get your vibe, your energy from. I don't get my energy from places like that. It's just like my car. I don't fuel my car everywhere.
Right.
They give me gas out of water hose. I'm not putting that in my car. I'm not interested. But I ain't gonna try to close down the man's station. That's his business. You might be okay with that. I'm not. I just choose not to shop there. I don't have to come back there. Right. I'm gonna run you out of business. You're a classman. I'm gonna run you out of business. That's your business. If people want to support you, that's what they want to do. That's where they at. People for
that's true.
If I know it's a store owned by a man of color and his whole philosophy is kill all the white people, I just don't want to shop there. I don't agree with the statement, and that's me. And I don't even want to vibe that kind of energy, because you got a hole inside of yourself, and it hurts you, and you got to learn how to heal yourself. See, when you heal yourself, and that's why I had to do that. Believe it or not, I had to heal myself. When I heal myself, I realize it's just certain things I can't get my energy to. I never looked at it like that. You get away energy. Let me tell you what happened was funny. I was in a restaurant. I think Tulip. Yep, you called and ordered for me pick up. I went by, picked up. I was at the back door. A guy walked in the door, and quote unquote brother. He walked in the door. He fist bumped. I said, okay, fist bumped. He fist bumped the other guy. He fist bumped the person in front. He fist bumped the other person. He went to the front register where the lady was. He tried to greet her. She turned around. She was trying to pay for us. She turned and looked at him like, what do you want? He looked at her. He was like, you don't want to greet you? She was like, I'm not touching you. I don't know you. Get away from me. And he said, I just try to give off good energy. He said, people, you know, I said that before. Listen, I said, wow. So he said, I just want to give good energy to people. He said, you know, he said, God had been good to me. He said, if it wasn't for what he did to me, he said, I wouldn't be alive here today. He said, let me tell you something, brother. He said, I am on a journey for greatness through him. He said, matter of fact, I'm on it now. He said, when I tell you how good he is, I was just listening. I said, okay. But I was on a phone call. I was just like, the part that really vibed me, he said, I wanted to give that good energy. He said, that's how I want to do it. And her face looked like, I'm talking about, it was all like, you could see it's like, nigga, if you don't get out of my face before I lose it, or, you know, like, I don't know you, don't touch me or whatever. It like, you know, you learn, you know, it wasn't about me embracing the fact that we have such energy to fight and distrust each other. I mean, and some of it warranted, but it's because we ourselves stay so bald and mean, and we just keep transferring more of that than the positivity of, how you doing, my brother? How you doing, my sister? You know how to tell you. I mean, but that's where he was. I mean, he didn't bother me with the greeting. You know, it's good to know we can speak. I try to make it my business to speak to white, black people. I mean, I used to look at somewhere. They don't speak to me. I don't have time to wait on to see what you're gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. How you doing? I keep it moving. How you doing? If it ain't there, it ain't there. I hold the door. You know, I start holding the door. I wait for you. It don't bother me. I say, when I hold that door, yeah, that's gonna put you in front of me. So if you don't look at, hey, you let me in, I appreciate it. This is rightfully your place. I had people to get that back to me. You know, if you hold the door and let somebody in, they were like, you let me in, so I'm in front of you now. And it's that I got to get back over versus somebody took time out to use their energy to help me to say, hey, I want to just take something off you by holding this door. This one less thing in life you got to struggle and you got to pull against. And they recognize that and say, no, you're in front of me. I said, you know what? It's not even a problem. If I can pull this off of you, take that off you, and give you a step ahead of me, now you got a step ahead of somebody in life. Then you'll turn around and maybe you'll get that same thing to somebody else. And that's how we'll keep pulling each other up. You just had to look
Welcome back, Confederate 48, man.
Appreciate you, Confederate. Somebody said that same place. Can you hear? Somebody said that same place, I guess they busted in Phoenix, Arizona. They busted them years ago in Chicago.
That's bad business.
Well, again, I won't say bad business. I say is you just have to look at the people who buying it. I mean, because you want to know exactly what's going on in your mind. Are you taking this stuff out, laying with it? You playing with it? You eating it? What do you have going on? I mean, people, man, we're in a bad place in life. You know, it's like people just need to be assessed. We just need to do an assessment of ourselves because we off the grid right now. With some decisions we making, what we're doing, I mean, it's like the people purchasing it, I'm really looking at them. All of them, you know, just crazy, but the people purchasing it, that's why I'll be wanting to go after them. And I want to know, I want you to show me that head. Show me what you bought. If you don't have it, I'm going to have a real problem. What did you do with it? It's a dead body. You got to keep it frozen. Otherwise, it's going to deteriorate. You're doing something with it. They also, on one of it didn't say that. I think if it did, they had buckets of penises. People also buy penises. Dead penises. So it's a lot going on. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of these people who were buying this stuff might have been celebrities. We had to switch out because we couldn't hear him on the other one. I'll try to put him up now. Go ahead, Confederate. Can you speak?
There we go. Oh, yeah. That's one of the things too that it's hard to eat here in Phoenix, like especially around in the university area, like South Phoenix. It's very difficult to eat, man, because it's some. I've seen some. I ain't saying I've seen people eating body parts, but it's been close to it. They eat javelina here. You know what I mean? Like it's just javelina. They are variation. They are a variation of a boar, a wild boar, like a razorback pig.
Yeah,
are very, very unsavory looking animals, to say the least. They out in the wild. They eat cactus and everything, and they, you know, they run rampant. They tear up golf courses and stuff, especially in like the dry climate. And they tear up a lot of these golf courses. But man, I've seen they barbecue those things. It's because of the culture too, you know. Yeah, you got to be very careful when you eat here in Phoenix because yeah, there's some strange acquired for taste like rattlesnake and stuff like. It's just a, you know, and I don't speak against people's culture because a lot of them, you know, a lot of Hispanics here, they, you know, they don't typically like use the toilet the way we do. They put their disposable toiletries in the garbage can opposed to flushing it in the toilet. You know, it's because of the culture, you know what I mean? But at some point, common sense has to kick in and says, hey, this thing flushes, you know what I mean? And the water makes it disappear, so you can't keep using that as an excuse, but you typically see it in restaurants, I mean high-end restaurants, because a lot of times people come from across the border and their culture's so different, and they just, you know, they use the facilities different. So yeah, Phoenix is a very, very unique place to say the least. But yeah, they just got busted last week, and ironically, I work like 10 blocks away from where they busted this place at. But yeah, this song I want to ask you, too. You remember I might be pronouncing it wrong. The Wagner group, the mercenary group.
Yeah.
Do you think they may have a hand in possibly helping Hamas or the Palestinians in Iran fight against what's going on in the Middle East? Because you know they're mercenaries, because they fought a lot. They did a lot of fighting in South Africa, you know, and right.
They're supposed to be actively fighting 30 wars.
Wow.
Yeah, they was also hired about Nigeria.
Yeah, right.
They hired them, yeah. And that group was a dangerous group. Still active and going. So I don't know what deal they cut with Putin to, you know, sell their own boss out. I don't know how they don't think he gonna wipe everybody down. That he feel like a threat against him. And one thing he'll learn eventually, you can't kill everybody that hates you.
Right.
You'll be left by yourself. Because eventually you keep killing these people that with you gonna hate you. And before you know it, you're gonna find yourself here by yourself.
Right. Yeah, now I found that kind of frightening, just to know that you have mercenary groups that go in and out of countries, man, and dispose of world leaders and whole towns and villages, and nobody even knows that these people exist. That's really, really scary.
And you traveling with them. And then let me ask you this: how do you buy ammunition and you don't get? Where do you buy your stuff at Walmart? What do you do?
Right.
Then it's got to be shipped the way you're going. You got specialized bullets. How hard is it to find? Find the man who ordered 2 million of the same kind of caliber.
Right.
Or who buying, container loads of gunpowder.
Right.
Making his own weapons, making his own bullets.
IEDs and everything else.
Yeah, stop. Your metal order, all this metal you buying to make these these grenade launchers, man, stop it. Governments
RPGs and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's
Jeeps. He got to have transportation. You can't put him when they go there. Everybody can't be on the ground. You got to have transportation move them. It takes shit.
Sarah busted.
Yeah, that working making that money.
Sarah busted.
What's going on?
I got a trivia question for you tonight. If you're ready for it.
Uh-oh.
I know you know the answer to it though.
We'll see.
Okay, here we go. What is and was, or we could say is and was, the first housing project in the Deep South?
Scott Projects.
Sir?
Scott Projects.
Located where?
In Liberty City.
There it is. Ding, ding, ding. I knew you'd do that being a 305 guy.
everybody came through the Scott Project. I was
Yes, sir. Then I was thinking about how Overtown was once called Colored Town.
yeah, my oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the
Your phone broke up. What you say you was in a what?
Sheriff. We lost him.
No, partner. He probably kicked back on.
I normally the one have all the technical difficulties, but here's something else too. I want to ask you, but since we here, okay. I was reading this article. I don't know how true it is, but I know there's some truth to it. So they say all STDs, right, sexually transmitted diseases, were derived from having sex with animals. Gonorrhea was first introduced to the public because of men or women having sexual intercourse with cattle.
Sexual transmitted diseases came from having sex with animals.
Yeah. Gonorrhea now. That's what the gonorrhea derived from. Sex with animals. Cannot believe it is because our book even tells us, I could be wrong now, I think it's Uyakra 18, how it says man should not lie with beasts as he does with womankind. It is an abomination. So it's not far-fetched. But where they're saying it derived from, they're saying it derived from Europe in the 1800s, if I'm not mistaken. But they did say that's how sexually transmitted diseases came about, especially gonorrhea, through sexual intercourse with cattle. So to say that where we have become as human beings, like you were saying, how atrocious it is, how people are living like selling body parts, people with STDs, and just imagine that this came about from somebody laying out with an animal, and now mankind spreads it amongst each other as an epidemic. It's very, very scary.
It is. You have to figure with COVID, every disease we got that coming in inflaming us. As you know, another animal disease that they took and they formulated through animals and passed it off to humans as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary. This is what happened when man is left to his own devices. Man has to be governed, accordingly. It has to be some religious fundamentals that's among mankind. Mankind needs some type of barrier or level that says everyone has to minimally be here.
Right.
Human, we can't, and we have to keep that in force. So that can't be open and given to a man to choose to sleep with an animal.
Right.
Man has to be governed, and it has to, it has to be strongly enforced that this is what man does not do. Man cannot be allowed to sleep with children.
Right.
This has to be strongly enforced what will be done. Strongly enforced. You have to drive those behaviors away. And the only way to do it a lot of times is by putting, what they might call extreme punishments. But those, like, they give you the death penalty for certain things. So it's to keep people from it. You say, man, let's go kill a cop. They say, oh, no, man, no. Man, they'll kill you. I ain't been in jail for
right.
Man, I ain't finna go to jail for 2 years. No, nobody says that.
No.
There's certain things you know not to do. So you set the standard, the penalty, high enough the way you get man to, kind of curb his appetite toward it. You won't stop every one of them, but you at least can curb the appetite. Now what they do, they invite the appetite.
Another thing too, I found. Sorry, Rob. There's another thing I found kind of interesting too. We got 3 manhunts going on simultaneously. 2 people, one killed his wife, one killed
a judge.
Guy kills 15 people in Massachusetts. Was it Massachusetts? 19 killed, 22 killed. Then you got he's on the loose. Then you got the one that killed the judge on the loose. Then you got the other one that killed his wife on the loose. Now you got 3 known people, armed and dangerous, that's out and about. And I'm like, all this intelligence that we have, why do these people not brought to justice? It's a lot. I mean, it's enough to make you not even want to look at the television, just knowing that, with all the stuff that's just going on, it make you not even want to interact with human beings, because you have to walk. I walk by people. I say, how many child molesters have I walked past today? How many people, women abusers have I, rape victims? How many? We walk around. We walk amongst evil people every day and not even know it. You know what I mean? And people's tolerance for humanity is so low right now. Just the slightest thing will tick somebody off to take a life, and it's it's with no remorse, and it's like, man, people getting killed on IG Live, and it's just like, man, just like, whoa, but again, two mics in the mind, greatest broadcast on the planet. Hit that like button, hit that share, hit that subscription, definitely hit that cash out. This is your neighbor, Confederate State 48, saying, we'll hub you.
We appreciate you, Confederate. I always appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
We're getting you taken care of too.
Sir?
I said we're working on getting you taken care of too.
Oh, yeah. Don't take your time. Y'all are two of the busiest people in America. Let me rephrase that. 3 of the busiest people in America.
I tell you, I was going till I got here. I got here. I gobbled down some wings right quick and jumped on the shot. I said, time is going. I'm trying to get this project done. I'm at one of the time points where I'm like, I need this done. And I'm like pushing, saying, hey, I need this done. Trying to communicate this across to some people how I need it done. And like, this is what my mind is done. But we definitely appreciate you. Much a hug to you. Glad to
yes,
see
sir.
You.
Likewise.
Breathing exercises, stretching exercises, meditating on the Most High is so critical and key. It gives a healing in itself.
Yeah.
I try to straight rid of breathing. Breathe. Yeah, I'm trying to breathe. I try to give it to him, stretching. It's just things start trying to incorporate in. You gotta push out every negative factor possible.
I think I got to get some type of regiment going on, because I'm losing a lot of hair in my beard, like the left side of it. I got a whaler's beard now because my hair fall, I guess because of the stress factor. Just like going back and forth to the doctor and everything. Me being in the last stages of my cancer, and they trying to tell me this, I'm doing better, but I ain't getting no progress. Like, man, come on, just cut it to me straight. You know what I mean? Don't do me like that. So I get to worrying about that, and so then I'm like, oh man. But this is very therapeutic tonight, and we want to give a shout out to Dr. Joe. I heard on the broadcast last week that she has a new relation status. She is officially a married woman, from my understanding. We want to give a shout out to her and her husband.
She will be Saturday, Shabbat day.
Okay. So she has not yet arrived yet.
She's all, that's why she's not here now. She had to get ready. She's trying to do her stretching.
All right.
She's working on her stretching, her breathing exercises.
She haven't got her right hand of fellowship yet.
Yeah, she waiting on me.
Oh my God! Here you go.
She better go ahead. I told her she need to go ahead and pass gas, or she need to live long in a toilet.
She ain't on that right hand of fellowship.
That's it. Gotta be ready.
Right. I'm waiting. What a fellowship.
That's
what a joy divine. On the everlasting. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Safe and secure. Yes, sir. She getting ready.
That's not right, but that when they were church. They were saying, I remember we were saying that in the Baptist church too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a Baptist went to Holy, but Holy was so fast. Holy turned that thing up. They put that thing like Baptist. They were like 20 mile an hour,
Yeah,
a good set between 17 and
Hey.
20. But Holy got that thing, man. We were doing 120.
Oh yeah.
We
Hey
had
man,
the
you
bass
ain't
drum.
saved with all that sped up singing now. I don't know what's going on.
So Sean Boston, what city you in? What city you turning upside down?
Man, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, man. I gotta be.
I'm surprised you're not. Okay, that's in February. I thought you would probably be in Texas somewhere because of the World Series coming up Friday or something.
Once the Braves lost, man, my favorite player is the first baseman for the Braves, but they always let me down, man. I don't know what's going on.
The Diamondbacks. That was a shocker to me.
Arizona pulling
That's gonna be the worst Super Bowl ever.
I told somebody, I said, Arizona pull it off. And they started playing Philly. I told her, it's on watch. They'll tell you I told them. I said, yeah, I said, win it.
That's ridiculous. They laid a goose egg. Yeah. I wouldn't invest too much in Arizona sports. They just, I don't know. But then,
what they got something different than the rest of the people got. They got the bodies. So whatever it take to win. Diamondback, they looking at, man, we got the bodies. There's no reason why we can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And they can always do. They can afford to make sure that every one of their players put their best foot forward. They like, if that ain't your best one, we got one for you. So you either got it or we can get one to you. So it's like if one can't be afforded, we'll get you one.
So Miss Tooley, I got a question for you, ma'am, tonight. Okay, so so this if we were to fast track life, say for the next 48 months, right? So would you be addressed as would it be Commissioner Dr. Tooley Smith, or would it be Dr. Commissioner Tooley Smith? How would you how was that going how are you gonna have that on your desk, your on your credenza?
I don't even know. It would definitely
You never talk what Dr. Commissioner?
Commissioner Doctor.
Commissioner Doctor, okay.
Yeah.
So it got a special ring to it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
We shall.
Oh yeah.
We working on it. We're trying to get it done. One way or another, try to get it done. Say the people want good people that not. You want good people, here we go. And then try to get them in now. One way or another, they need the right one person in there. She's the person to do it. And she can do it.
Yes, yeah, Miss Tooley, man. Wow, this is amazing. Like multitasking actually is. I believe less than 50% of American humanity can actually multitask and be effective doing it. That's just my opinion. I don't know the true statistics on it, but to be able to multitask and be successful in doing it, it has to have it has to be a real skill set in it, because everybody can't do it.
Mm-hmm. I tell you what, I'll tell somebody about it today. I said, shoot, me and Tula, we do so much. We're doing so much, we just, goodness.
Exactly.
We do a lot. Honestly, we do a lot. Some stuff is okay, downsizing some things because we're doing other things. So we stay majorly on the go constantly, She jumps right out of school and do this, and she's on here while she's in class.
Right.
She's 8 average. You know what I'm saying? So she does well. So
right now.
Right now. She's been handling it. She's been knocking it
out. Right now. Child, right now.
Yeah. And that's why she'll be doing this and she'll be doing other stuff while she's, in class too. So we all know. I appreciate the Most High that she and I are crazy enough that we get it all done. And we have a lot. When you talking about two busy people, honestly.
Yeah.
Man, we had to schedule sex. I tell her sex, go meet my sex where my sex supposed to be, because I gotta go to work. That's how busy we are. Then we had to schedule sex. They had to go. We just tell our sex, go meet her sex over there. And we gotta go to work. We're too busy. Yeah, it's just busy.
Wow. the Sean Busket, he in that, he in that society too, man, because man, I sit back and get a chance every time a little bit to come and listen to him on IG, but especially when he ran the pallet game down. I was like, man, look at this, man. I'm like, I ride past all these pallets. I got me a little box truck. I'm like, man, I got to get in touch with Sean Busket to really get this thing in motion, man, because I'm passing up money. He gave us the insight on how he was putting them together, and man, just like really walked us through it. I'm like, man, it can be done. So I know y'all have a lot going on, and then take the time out to answer questions, to communicate with the public, to have this broadcast going on, to do all the things that you guys do, the interviews, winning team. And I tell you, I almost had a heart attack a couple weeks ago when Justin they dropped the single Victory. I said, oh my goodness, I didn't make it. Because October 4th they had the public announcement, and it went and then the 7th, Israel got bombed, and then the video dropped. I'm like, what in the world? And then I said, wow, that was nice. That was they put that together very well. Kudos to those individuals that had a part in that. I put that in my playlist, by the way.
Yeah, one of the guys who used to be a friend of mine, he made that video for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he came up against Death Row Records down there, I said, you know what, it used to be a friend of mine. That you went and made a video. So I had we're now fighting them now. We're actually looking to sue Good News Production, Diamond Records, borrow artists, stealing. He's actually trying to do a collab. He wants to do a collab.
Who?
Diamond Records. Good News.
Diamond Records.
Good News Production, what they call us. I told him we hate Good News over here. So we're gonna be fighting him. He want to know, can we just collab and do something together? I told him, absolutely not. Yeah. We're enemies. So there's no. This man is trying to steal artists. He done already. He's convinced that Crook Trader got Chimp over there singing with him. I was like, this is
one of the verses. I'm glad I joined the team like a band.
What happened?
I don't know who said that on Victory.
What is that?
But I heard that. I don't know who. I don't know who said it. It was on the Victory single. But Sean Boston, when the next interview? When you got scheduled the next interview?
I got one come up with SWV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
I got one coming up because there's a lot of hate in that group. I think that's the next group.
That's the next group.
It's a lot of animosity in that group. It's just they fighting and clawing to be the lead singer. It's not working. It's just I think that's gonna be my next hit video.
The women Death Row Record died now. And that's controversial. It's controversial now.
Yeah, they fighting. They keep plaguing one with a sickness. She can't be in service for more than 2 consecutive services. And I think that's something to do with one on food that they keep feeding the kids. Cause they keep going to the same line. I'm telling them that the issue is, but it's not working. But I can't reveal everything. I gotta let the video.
They'll let the video go.
What's going on? But it's bad. It's bad, man.
It's real bad.
When you see it from a bird's eye view on what's going on, like when a lead singer singing, the background person not supposed to be causing all the attention to themselves. It's like look at me. Bad. Yeah, preach. When this video dropped, I thought P. Diddy was bad, but this right here,
this gonna be bad. This gonna be it.
It might be.
Will it bust them up?
It might be people got to leave the synagogue after this. Like that's how bad it is. Like it's so much hate. I'm talking about even from down to the outfits.
Goodness.
It's just
hate.
Man, I when this one dropped, this one may be bad. And then the person that just didn't make the group, that's sitting on the sideline that's hating on the group. So y'all don't even know who that person is.
No,
like,
we don't know who it is. So it's gonna really be bad.
Yeah, and they think one of them can't sing. They should. Like, how did they make it? But they say sleeping with the producer. Oh my goodness! Hey, when I say this is bad, man, it's like Biggie, Frank Evans, Suge Knight.
It's all out. It's bad.
Oh man, yeah, this is tough, man. But you know, it's all for the caboodle, Mr. You.
Everything out for the caboodle. Oh my goodness. You getting tore up like that? That's gonna be something now.
Yeah, I apologize about talking this, but I know y'all had a great show. Too, I know you got to make them biscuits. My mama biscuits, them blueberry biscuits better be ready, or we'll have a problem and issue.
I am. I gotta do them tomorrow. I can't do them tonight.
You got hooked on them blueberry biscuits.
Yeah, appreciate. Yeah. Them my mama biscuits.
Them things good.
Right. Yeah, my mama biscuits, Gina.
I know.
Them my mama biscuits.
Did y'all hear about the story? Also, right quick, I'm gonna tell about it about the 8-year-old quote unquote black boy. His pregnant mom was held at gunpoint by California police over mistaken identity. I think they thought somebody could pull that story up. I'll try to pull it up. Yeah, from my understanding, they had the police and them told they had the boy and her son under investigation for 2 years.
The little 8-year-old.
Yeah, that's why mistaken identity. They had him under investigation for 2 years. She was like, my 8-year-old son. They realized later it was a mess. Yeah, they had the guns on. They had the wrong. Look at Victory officially releases Friday night on Bandcamp. Y'all willing? And we want to fight them so bad. I want the victory to be ours.
When y'all gonna release y'all stuff, man? That's the issue, man. Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm gonna call y'all group?
What you gonna call them?
Y'all Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. What Blockbuster do?
You know, Blockbuster had those videos back in the day.
You get that, they don't have one. And you get that, they don't have one. No.
You never could get it. And all you see is the cover. And you look behind that other cover.
Open it up.
It's gone. Everything gone. You get down, it's gone. They'll be like, I think you should get a rain check or something when they come back. They'll put you on the list.
They call you.
But you better get. You ain't got long, man. Blockbuster, man. You get it. You bought the popcorn.
Yeah.
You bought the tape, and you had the movie candy. You like, man, you had movie at home. Blockbuster brought family back in the home though.
But we still went to movies, which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, how Blockbuster only have 2 items of one CD or one video, and you waiting. You sitting in the parking lot.
Yes.
Hey,
that's right.
They supposed to be here today at 6 o'clock. It's supposed to be retired, and you sitting in the parking lot 6:05, looking like these niggas.
Listen, man.
Late.
And listen, and if you don't rewind, you will pay. Somebody get you get that movie home and listen. Let me tell you how bad it was. This is how lazy we was. If you put that thing there, you had to rewind. You lost. Because but think about it. It's just Master Simple Rewind. If you sit there and then rewind, you're gonna pay for it.
Yep.
It was that bad. People like their VCR then rewind. It'd be different if your VCR then rewind. All you did hit rewind.
Yep.
It ain't a big deal. But we were that. They were teaching us to be impatient then.
Yeah, that's the biggest scam. And then you trying to find the case for the video. You don't know what the case.
We got official release. They're gonna have. Look at that. Y'all willing? We'll have official release. We're looking to put them out there. And then says Virgin Record. Hold on, the Virgins.
First of all, they gotta pay for this advertisement.
Yeah, we gotta do it. We definitely want to charge them for it because we will be putting out, and we got more coming. Album, The Good News, tentative release for South. Read what? What do you have to read? What? Read all about it. You can't advertise on this show, sir. You're an enemy.
Hey, y'all don't want to keep putting them up. Y'all keep putting
That's not me. That's not me. That's him.
I'm trying to get him to realize stop doing it. He should have had an apology and stopped doing it by now. Friday night on band camp, we'll make sure we'll be in service. So, what's going on? The winning team will have a highly anticipated album release during a period called None to But the Arbor. That's it. Oh, they're gonna cut too. So that's right, and we cutting. That's what it's gonna be called, cutting. That's what we're gonna be doing. The hook gonna be cutting. None good but the arbor. We cutting. None good but the arbor. We cutting. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do it.
Hey, man, I see Freaky just cutting the knife through the projector screen thing.
That's it. This man doing after service. What's after service? What is this man talking about? This man trying to have he's trying to have an album release at 7:15 and we start at 7 o'clock.
It's tight, man.
If that man planning on trying to be at service on time, he having an album release where he signed the CD at 7:15. That's a lot going on. You said, look, the other doctor fell off. The man done gone. He got. I said, if you listening, the man got a doo-doo. This is important.
Listen, man, Bitch Scammer got to go to sleep, man.
That's right.
There's a lot of scams going on tomorrow, man. He got to catch these bitch scams going on tomorrow.
I know.
He got to get his sleep, man.
But Cookie, that sounds like good news. Man, don't do no. He told me that sound like good news. Look at the man, huh? We're talking about how sit there talking about he talking about the winning team, and all of a sudden, here we go, the man jumps in him. Awesome, Big Cookie. That sounds like good news. Sick, man. You sick. And they ain't gonna be at midnight.
I wonder these people really believe you. Who should got the victory or good news?
Good news. We gotta see,
like,
man.
It's not
Just a single.
There's a lot of
He's
private
doing just the
interpretation
same.
going on around here.
That's a lot. Ours were released doing Hard the Little Children. That's tight. We gonna let it go right then. He ain't ready for that one. We about to drop that Hard the Little Children.
Are y'all gonna drop everything, or y'all just dropping little stuff like what?
I mean, we're gonna do something, man. I got something. Cause we got some stuff we're gonna release that we're gonna do. It won't be performed. It'll just be something you could play, but you'll like it. It'll be like just smooth. You just want to ride. You riding, and you just want to meditate. We look at stuff like that. We got some stuff where you can just ride. You just think, or you can just ride. You know, we got uplift and hit you. We got stuff that get you listen to. You say, you know what? Yeah. That's it right there. That's what we do. So we're gonna come out. We come out fighting now because I can see he done made it. He done made it personal. What are the theme colors for Hard and Dr. Joe wedding?
Who said that?
Carrie.
Good news. You don't have to worry about it.
Where you been?
Good news is you don't have to worry about it, enemy. They gonna know. When a man called this time night, want to know what the colors is. That man not serious.
They already told us.
What they said?
They want to know what colors. What it supposed to be? Royal purple, yellow, and a lavender.
What?
With red shoes.
Well, they hate you.
She Hispanic. She's that much, man. Them Hispanic love. She got that man wearing some curl up toes. That's her job. His wedding night.
I had ordered the band.
Boom, 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 boom.
Terrible.
You know, every Mexican woman come with a box of Mexican jumping bacon beans.
Terrible.
Yeah, every Mexican woman come with a box of Mexican jumping beans.
Absolutely terrible.
That way you got to worry about just sitting around being still. If she can't do nothing around, she just
Terrible.
I'm just trying to hit him out. At least he know now. But he need to go ahead. He should have dropped one so she can smell it now. Do y'all agree? Now when she go there, she smell like a bunch of dead cats. Then what? That's took to fracture you later. You didn't know what you're walking into.
Not so.
Now, they don't know we actually got an enemy. I just show up for work, son. Man, whatever, enemy. Come he just show up for work. And Rock or Die. Just wear that cape and you'll be killing everybody. He said, he'll be killing everybody if he wear that cape. Yeah, you just wear it. Rock wear y'all Mitchell.
Oh my God.
What happened?
Now I'm laughing at we're talking about that cake.
Man, the winning team has so many great tracks. Can't wait to hear the new ones. What man? Stop it. Stop it. You've been stealing artists, but they may have been bribing people. Hey, what's all this sign a contract? You don't need no contract. So with me, all you have to do is just perform. Man, anybody try to get you sign a contract, man, that already sound like a setup. Death Row Record Die Now. We have a contract for legal reasons. So when you're in the winning team, we have a contract, and the contract clearly stipulates that you can leave at any time with no regrets.
Yeah.
That's it. At your leaving, at your appointed time, you can leave. But you have to also remember, as the contract state, you leave him at death. So whenever you're ready to go, you can get your stuff and you can take off. No hard feelings. Death Row Die Now Record, the winning team. Sign of the day. Everybody want to be a star artist. And they don't want good news. I mean, they don't want a producer. Dime Record all up in the video. Come to Death Row Die Now, the winning team. I hear a whole lot of people that ain't even doing that. iTunes win. What's the winning team? Check the scoreboard. It's winning team. Check the scoreboard. All we do is win, no matter what. So Diamond Record is war. So other man telling he just come out for work and all this stuff. We know that same man. That man something about. Do you remember somebody coming behind us and elbowing us in the back? Thank you. Silence and consent. Two, do you know somebody, an artist came by, I was standing up talking, ministering to somebody. And this artist came up.
I do remember that. I do remember that.
Why is this artist saying it was a slight bump?
Because he's another jealous one that doesn't get a chance to go in the room. See, I took mine. See, I got kicked out of the room. I ain't never fight go back in the room. You know what I'm saying? But it's certain people, man, they can't. I remember when there was a certain herb that got released.
Yeah.
And they wasn't invited in that room.
And they lost it.
They lost it. And they have never broke back down.
So anytime they see that door closed, they lose it. I'm supposed to be in there. I don't even want to go in there. What are they doing? I need to be back there. I thought that man is gone. Listen, he done got hooked up with them zirconians. And once you get hooked up with them zirconians, it's hard to come back. You can't tell a man got no bracelet full of zirconia, he ain't got no diamond. He got too much vested. So now we're looking at, people, this person came by Thule, hit me in my back.
No.
Fuck me. Yes. There he is. Fuck me in my back. Now, you know what I'm saying? But he don't want to acknowledge that now though. And Dr. Joe have another story.
Does she have a what?
I thought she had another story before we need to get it.
What? Come on. For the 8:30 show or the
After Dark.
what story she had? No, that was just about that, and no, she was just telling us about Whole Foods was doing that. She just showed us that, but no, that was her story. That what we talked about that some body parts.
Did you take?
We definitely appreciate all of y'all on here tonight too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward for collaboration. I have a great idea. I got one too. Won't you leave us alone? I want to talk to you. We're gonna go shoot some pool. Yeah. Let's do that. Good news. I got some good news for you. When you get together, we want you to shoot a game of pool with winning team. We just want to talk, just have a look. You know what I'm saying? Just see what's going on in the side pocket. So whenever you're available, you want to meet, we do this collab talk. We want to meet with you as soon as possible. So make it your business. Also, people out here, we want to leave you also with some suggestions, not healthcare advice or suggestions. That might want to look at doing this, not medical advice, but just things that we might say consider. For me, I tell you, then Tula can tell you what she recommends, what she might say. For me, I would definitely, especially with those dealing with blood pressure, high blood pressure, I would definitely suggest breathing. When I say breathing, you'll be surprised how short you breathe and you don't really feel your lungs. When they're not filled, then they'll kind of fill themselves up and you get kind of short-winded because they don't expand as well. So I would definitely suggest, breathing. I mean, sitting back, breathing, just taking a little time out, maybe 5 minutes or breathing, taking a hand, squeezing, fist, releasing, squeezing, releasing, squeezing, releasing. Definitely looking at your water intake. I just want to suggest that to it. And try to get away from things and situations that upset you. Anything that becomes a factor in tilting you over and cause you the headaches, whatever the discomfort you're getting from it, I would definitely suggest that your water intake. If you have a problem like with me drinking just plain water, unless it's like really cold, I typically have to put lime or lemons in my water. And that'll help me, consume more of it, because I just need the taste, not sugar, but I'll do lemon or lime. I just want to leave that with you. Stretching, breathing, making sure you stretch it. You want good blood flow. Good blood flow is so important. Don't ball up your fist to hit anybody. I want you to squeeze them, hold them for maybe, 5 seconds. Just release. It'll help the blood flow a little better. Tula, you can tell me what you recommend with your just a suggestion, not recommend, not medical advice, but
Please. Yes. Anyway, my watch just told me 1 minute ago, as your day ends, take a mindful moment to pause and just be. That's what my watch just told me.
Pause and do what?
Just be. Nothing.
I do help me sleep, relax. Just take it easy. It helps out with my blood pressure. Hemp actually can help out with blood pressure.
Okay. So
recommendation, not medical advice.
No.
Gummies, just to relax, just help calm you to relax you. And some people don't get a good sleep. My sleep is short, but I get something out of it. Some people sleep longer, but it's like they've been fighting the whole night. Relax, calm down. What you say? Just be.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what do I gotta say? Okay. Oh yes, let me tell you what I was telling somebody today. What you should do, what I recommend is, good idea. Let me see how I'm gonna say this. Good idea is to, when you're eating in the morning, eat like a king. At lunch, eat like a prince. And at dinner, eat like a pauper. Your stomach works the most in the morning. That creates your fuel for the day. So you have your largest meal. That's why people say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, because it starts you on your way and it works your stomach. Yep. That's what I have to say. So,
and telling them that too, so people know sometimes it's recommended to eat your fruits first. Would you agree, disagree? Or it wouldn't matter one way or the other?
No, it wouldn't matter. Well, actually, okay. So yes, cold things are not particularly good for your stomach, especially when you're trying to, especially things like salads. I've cut those out of my diet after I learned that.
Salads are not good. Not really.
They work the cold raw vegetables work your stomach. Overworks your stomach.
I also heard smoothies are not good for you.
Yes, sir.
They're getting the juices are better, like getting the fruits and
And
juicing.
that's because it's a cold thing. But I mean, you have to do what works for your body, what works for you.
No, they say people who eat smoothies, especially trying to lose weight, they're gonna gain more.
Absolutely.
Because your body, they gave an example of a banana. They say if you ate a banana, your saliva can break it down. But however, once you intake it, but once it gets in your belly, it's a different substance, and it causes you to gain weight. I was like, what?
Cold. It's cold. That is the thing. If people don't realize,
your stomach's a heater.
Yes, your stomach is hot. How many things that you eat that are cold just harms your body, harms your stomach. So,
and try to eat the bananas green.
I wouldn't say that. But
more green than yellow. The yellower they get, the riper they get, the more sugary they become.
Come on, guys. We got to get on one accord. We're confusing our viewers.
I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and seems to be,
As they get riper, they also get sweeter, correct?
That's a matter of taste. I mean, that's just depend on, that's possible. But if that's how you want to taste them, that's fine. It's a banana is a banana is a banana. It's just a banana. So I don't know how.
I'm not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Please don't. Yeah, but I don't know how the taste, taste wise, whatever you want to taste. But I'm just telling you how to eat your food. So yeah. Yep. So that's my suggestion.
Those are great. Bryce, you got any suggestion to him on health? Not medical advice?
No, sir. Just stay healthy, man. It's getting kind of weird out here.
It really is.
It is.
It really
I had some heartbreaking news today, but I turned from it.
Thank you,
a lady found a mouse in her son's chicken nugget. But I think it was fake news.
What?
Fake noodles?
A lady found a mouse in her son's chicken nugget. Chicken nugget. I said, see, this stuff got to be verified, man.
I'm sure they're gonna check. That don't sound possible. Unless the mouse was frozen over in the chicken, and they processed it.
Can you Google it, Tuli? Can you Google that?
Let's see.
Let me see. This was recent. Excuse me, recently.
It should be. Oh, I mean, I don't think it'd be that many up that we hadn't heard.
You said rat?
A mouse.
You said mouse.
Rat is way too big to be a chicken. A mouse could possibly pass be frozen in there. Because when they frozen, the chicken nuggets are all white. Or they got a little white glaze on, or they brownish kind of. It's just sick. But these chicken, any food plant, what people don't know.
East Orange, New Jersey.
True story.
Yeah. Yep. This is so
chicken nuggets. Yeah, that's gonna be them.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Is that something? So, what you got to show us?
No. I don't know how to show you. It said they saw a left. I don't know. Well, left leg and a tail in his chicken nugget. They do have a picture. He been into. Yeah, they do have a picture of it. Oh my gosh! If y'all see it,
they're gonna have to check it. It gotta go to a lab, be checked, make sure it was fried. Cause they gotta go through the box that it came out of. They're going back through those boxes. They got to do because what they got to do by before they confirm that, if they can get that bag, some bags will have numbers on them. Possibly not. They need to get the box because the box will tell them what plant where it came from. They can go back to the order, shipping order, and go through all those boxes. Like when they get dropped off, you get a manifest of what you got. Those things are under codes, and because it's under codes, they'll know where they got it from. Then they got people who go in there who like make the supplies for them. For McDonald's, it used to be Martin Browler was who McDonald used. That was their supply, Martin Browler. So I don't know if they still supply them. They can go through and pull the invoice, then they'll track it to the plant. That's how far you got to go back. You got to go back to the plant. You go back to the plant, you start looking at the date on that box because you got to look at what was going on. That's a lot of stuff got to be done right now. And the plant won't be shut down for that, for the people that are listening. Actually, because those places are so big, bread companies, it could be Nature's Own, whomever, they all follow the Flowers bakery. They'll bake the bread and put the bread and cut and put in those bags. But the thing is what people need to know, all those places have rats. All of them have rats, and those rats will follow in the batter from time to time. And what they'll do, I mean, the FDA has to allow them, they have to allow them so many rats. They have the traps around the building for snakes, for rats, but you still have to lock them rats in the place. Mice, it's so many you have to lock them to still say they're clean because it's almost virtually impossible, which is not impossible. That's how they'll make it to keep every mouse, every rat out. So what you do is you try to set a limit for this is the maximum amount of rats you can have. For those that didn't know and you like eating from these places, in these stores, any place, like older country people wouldn't eat. It was store bought. You couldn't sell it to them. And my family went to the store, they bought bread. But as far as like vegetables, you grew those. You don't buy vegetables, you grow them. You pick them, you clean them, and you put them in a bag. You want them, you go in the bag and get them. They didn't buy them from people. They weren't dealing with pesticide. They want to deal with, I don't know nothing about those people. But now we all eat from everybody. Even if you eat healthy, you eat from everybody.
Yep.
You eat other people healthy, nasty stuff.
Yep.
And we become so busy, nobody has the time to sit around and grow something, wait on something, then go and just don't have the time.
I mean, I got the time. I just don't have the way to do it. I mean, you ain't gotta sit down and watch it grow, but
it's just we behind. We got work to do. Let's fix this place by every individual making the determination to do something different by being more positive toward themselves, toward other people, getting a positive agenda, by not being distracted and detoured by everything you see on the news. Man, go in and shoot 70-something people, 20-something, 18 to 22 dead. It's bad. It's tragic. You know, hopefully it won't be long. They'll arrest him. He needs to go to prison the rest of his life. He needs a death penalty. He took a lot of people's life. He destroyed a lot of people that will never be mended. He needs to go. They need to give him the death penalty, hands down. And that goes with you made the decision to take an assault rifle and shoot unarmed people at will. There shouldn't be a wasting of time of him sitting in prison. This man needs to go ahead to the death penalty. As soon as they get him and they can prove it, just death penalty. Don't waste time with it. But don't let that get your energy off. His punishment is his punishment because of his decision. Don't use that and say, well, I gotta be negative toward it. No. When he took it upon himself to take an assault rifle, to go in and shoot innocent people at his will, violently killing these people and wounding these people, he had every intent on killing every one of them. It was just the fact that only 18 to 22 died. There's no way we should house or hold him. This man needs to die immediately. As soon as it's found out he is the person, unequivocally, then he should be assessed with the death penalty. Having said all that, our time faded. We've been here. This has been Two Mics in the Mind After Dark, and we didn't get to tell you, going through everything. We're gonna world ain't gonna get no better. It didn't get no better, but we still got to do something to make it better. Though. We can't keep letting it go in the way need to go. It's going to take me, you, every one of us, and other people we know. And it's our job to get other people that we know to say, hey, do something positive. Lady V got a song, let's keep it positive. The only time I'm against that song is when it's HIV in front.
Wow.
Then I would not say let's keep it positive. You need to get negative real quick. But anyway, if anybody asks you, do you mind? You tell me you always mind right here on 2 mics every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. And 2 mics in my mind. And nobody else told they love you. Hey, we love you. And our language is called a hug. Truly. Love Doctor. Resident Joe Shari Boston. Take us home.
Right.
You see, Love Doctor left us. This man is a doo-doo monster at 10:31. That's called doo-doo monster.
He definitely going too.
So, what's our stand tonight before we hit the other one? Come on, Basha, give us one.
Oh, my bad.
Make your night a blockbuster night. I don't know.
That's a good one.
That's it. Make your night a blockbuster night. So what we got?
I like that.
What you got for us, Tula?
What, original or?
Yeah, original. I don't have anything in my mind yet. So when the turn comes, we'll just see how it goes. Just keep it in mind.
Make your night a blockbuster night.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Hold on. He said,
okay.
I had it. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Oh my God. It'll be something about blockbuster. It's gonna scare me.
No, you make your night a blockbuster night. You are the producer of your life. Lights, camera, action.
There it is.
That thing that was so corny, I had to pee. It just went away. That's my saying tonight. You just took my pee away.
How?
Because it was so lame-bunctious. I don't know what you were thinking about. You the producer, make a action.
Lights, camera, action. You're the producer of your life. I could have said, make your movie a blockbuster.
All right, it just came up. All right.
Yeah, make your movie a blockbuster.
You just messed me up to have something.
No, you hadn't.
Make it do what it do, as long as it fits you.
Okay, that's right. It's your thing.
That's off the dome. That's nothing. No prerequisite, nothing. But that thing she just said, look at that. That was funny too. She's really saying that was really funny that you even let it come out your mouth and it's scared. May all your ups and downs be between the sheets, my granddad. Your granddad. That's all right. That is all right. That is all right. I like your granddad. I like the way you think.
Oh my God.
Listen, that's it. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. That's how we appreciate Grandpa. What you got for us, Tula? Let's give us the one. Let's give us the one.
All right. Let's go. Your energy introduces you before you even speak. Just want to let you know, FYI.
Good and bad. That can be good and bad.
Your energy introduces you before you speak. Just remember that. Everybody got it?
Then we got it. Listen, your energy. Listen, let's get it together, people. Listen, y'all know we'll have you. We want to see you back here next week, same time. Dr. Joe should be married then. We waiting on. She better be working up either on a turd or a poop. I told her before she get married, there needs to be a poot, or she needs to poop in a toilet and ask him to go in there to get some out. That way he knows he can stomach it. He needs to go put one in the bathroom separate. Don't do it in the same bathroom because it's not gonna be fair.
I can't believe she's trying to get married.
She needs to get it in. I thought she was gonna be here. She needs to make sure get it in, Dr. Joe. Listen, do them deep knee bends, work on the breathing. Do the one where when you take your leg and you try to get up in the air and you try to get it like back over your head. Work on that one too.
Wow, I'm dark.
Marriage come with a lot of tricks. Tricks of the trade. Take the leg and try to get it up. I remember I had a friend, he did that. He lifted his leg up. We were looking at a magazine. This lady, she was leaning forward like this, and her legs were behind her head. We were trying to figure out, how did she do that? We was in the 3rd grade, and he kept looking at that book. He said, I know what she did. So he got out. We were sitting at the table. We had a table, and he got out his seat, he got on the floor, and he got his leg, and he got that thing up. And he got it up, and he got it, and that thing says, it dropped behind him. Man, he started hollering. Ah! Ah! Listen, man, that teacher came. Listen, I put a turtle head. Listen, this turtle looked like he came out the shed. I couldn't hold it. Listen, no one could have. We're in the 3rd grade. Nobody anticipated, and you just holler for the teacher. Don't you know we're gonna get a whooping?
Yes.
This in 1975.
Yes.
Don't do something stupid and holler for the teacher. She looking at it. She got to explain, why is your leg behind your head?
Right.
So you getting a whooping and we all in trouble, but I still had to let a little turtle head out.
Hey,
it was like a knuckle. It wasn't like no hole, it like the knuckle. So you like that, it's the knuckle came like a knuckle, the knuckle turd. It wasn't like the stick. The knuckle came down. So that man brought a knuckle out, man. It what it was. I couldn't hold that thing. It was just bad. It was just funny. I don't know where he at right now. He probably doing something stupid right now in his life. That probably define his life right now.
Hey, Smitty, before we go, quick question. What high school did you attend?
Me? High school? Lakeside High School.
You was so you didn't go to South DeKalb?
Southwest DeKalb? No.
I heard that Southwest DeKalb had the best band. I want to see them tonight.
They did. They did.
They had the best band?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Not when I was in school. I don't remember that.
They really did. They really did.
They said they always had the best band. I said, what?
Man, no, I went to Columbia. You better ask me. I don't know where. I've never heard that.
I guarantee you.
No, listen, man. I came out in 1986. I never heard that. The Southwest DeKalb always had the best band.
You wouldn't have heard that. That wasn't your circle. You wouldn't have heard it.
My circle was.
Did you go to football games?
Yeah. Not
Tony.
to watch it.
That's not what I asked, but yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went, but not to watch it.
You know why you went there? Because a lot of people there, and that's why they were there for the band.
No, we was there because everybody was we were hanging. It was about meeting and greeting. It's about getting out there, showing your face. You know, that's what we did. You got out there. But I never listened to no band. I never had no reason to listen to what they doing.
I was up there right next to this game.
Huh?
I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. It is just I watch videos to this day. It is just
sick.
It's sick. It is just so wonderful. I love to see when kids play instruments. That's a talent. That's talent, discipline. It's just when I saw that his son, I was like, man, kids still like instruments. That just did something to me. I was very proud.
I didn't remember. I played with your emotion. Look at you. You're welcome.
Yep. You tricked me.
It was just my imagination. Once again, running away with me.
I love it. Anyway, y'all.
Yeah, that's it. Y'all, I blowed up mine. So when Dr. Joe come back next week, we looking for she'll be bow-legged.
She not coming back next week. She gonna be gone. Oh yeah,
she'll come back. She'll be married now. So I don't know how long she'll be able to do the show. She'll be able to work or not, but she got a contract, so she got to still do this show. So we're not worried about it. Whatever she's gonna do. It don't take that long. Just go and do what you got to do and get on back to work, Dr. Joe. It don't take all night. We were all night because you don't know what you were doing. 2 minutes, you should be in and out, going to get your rest.
In and out. That's so sick. Okay.
Nobody gonna want you jumping up on top of them for no 5 hours. Go somewhere and go to work. Make some money. That's almost an 8-hour shift. Somebody gonna have to boo-boo.
Wow.
So cut it out. Have fun and get through it. Come on now. We got next week. We ready. But listen, we're hardball, y'all. You all have been great. We appreciate your support, everything you do. Don't forget to hit that cash out, like, subscribe, and we're gonna look to be back next week and we're gonna try to do this thing again. How that sound like? Tuna, you gonna take us home?
Yeah, I'm gonna take us home. Hold on, I'm trying to do.
Now it's time to
making a sign.
say
All right.
goodnight to all our family. MIC. See you real soon. KEY. Why? Because we like you.
Love you.
MOUSE. Good night. We love you. We love you.
We're about to take it back. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Julie on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. 2 mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics and a mind.
All right, you do something better. I'll do something better. And we will be better together. Until next week. Thank you so much for watching.
We'll help you. Be safe. Tune in tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. We'll help you. Then that Thursday, Dr. Joe be bow-legged.
Oh, yeah, her wedding is Saturday at 1:30.
That's right. So don't forget to call them and say, hey, bow-legs.
Good night.
All right, we appreciate y'all.